Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the CU Rec Center Ice Rink here for the penultimate home game of the men's D2 team and the penultimate home game of 6 Colorado Buffalo seniors here tonight on senior night. Kieran, how you feeling?
Oh man, Quinn, I'm feeling great here this evening. Feels great to be back in this rink. We had the women's game earlier today, but that did not go in the Buffs' favor, unfortunately. But they're looking to turn around here and D2 is looking to come out and put on a show as they had an incredible weekend last weekend in the BMHC Classic.
Absolutely, in the Big Mountain Classic, Buffs going 4-0 for a 6-win streak. They have not lost in quite some time, over a month. What are you looking for today out of this team, Kieran?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking for the energy that Colorado has been able to bring to this rink every day in and day out. And we're honoring 5 seniors here this evening, Quinn. That's going to be the big story of the night. I mean, all 5 seniors are getting starts tonight. Caleb Allen starting in net. And man, it's going to be an exciting one, to say the least.
Absolutely, very exciting. Here on the senior spotlight, we've got Connor Smithberger, number 52, having a fantastic season. He's a points leader actively for the Buffs.
Favorite team looks like the Colorado Avalanche. Looking at his stats at CU, he's played in over 100 games at 104, 56 goals, 51 assists. That amounts to 106 points on his career.
He's had a fantastic season so far. His fun fact of the day is that he is the best Ox on the team.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, the team has some great taste in music nonetheless, but I mean, hey, I'm sure Connor's on that Ox all the time. Quinn.
Absolutely. And then we have number 21 defenseman Zane Polisek. He's been fantastic this season. Favorite team also the Avalanche. He's the president of the CU Buffs D2 team.
Absolutely electric. I mean, lots of these players coming in from the Denver area, Quinn, and of course throughout the state of Colorado, this D2 team. His stats here at CU, 98 games played, 8 goals, 26 assists, amounting for 34 points on his career at CU. And his fun fact, I mean, I beat Corey in Clash Royale every time. Corey DePonio's got to be a little bitter about that.
Absolutely. Kind of a call-out fun fact there for DePonio.
Absolutely. I mean, Clash Royale is a tough game. I mean, every time I play against my high school friends, who, by the way, are absolute sweats, I'm at a loss for words every single time.
Next up in the senior spotlight, Tanner Simpson, number 12. Also favorite team, Colorado Avalanche. He's an accounting and finance major.
Absolutely. From Westminster, Colorado, 90 games played over his career at CU, 21 goals, 16 assists, amounting for 27 points. And fun fact, I don't have an appendix.
Barely knew that you could live without those. Did not know that. Appendicitis, very dangerous.
Absolutely. I mean, I had a friend growing up who had to have his appendix removed, but that's the closest thing I've come to somebody of that nature.
That's my name. It's just not our
Colorado women's hockey getting shout out coming into the rink.
Showing up for the senior night. The next on the spotlight is going to be David Levkis. He's from Toronto, Canada. He's also a finance major.
So, favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Man, Quinn, that's got to hurt, man.
Disgusting.
And his CU stats boasted quite a career here as well. 82 games played here at Colorado, 34 goals rather, and 36 assists with 70 points in his career at Colorado. Fun fact, I have 3 citizenships. He has not disclosed which citizenships those are specifically, but nonetheless, an impressive feat.
Very impressive. Good thing they're not playing a Game 7 here tonight.
That's good.
Next up in the senior spotlight is going to be Isaac Neffs. He's from Littleton, Colorado, captain of the team, vice president. Coming here, is a chemical engineering major.
We got some incredible talent here. I say this every time, not just on the ice, but also in the classroom. Favorite team, Colorado Avalanche. CU stats, 106 games played, 36 goals, 40 assists, 76 points. And fun fact, He lived in Madagascar for 3 months. That's quite impressive.
Interesting.
I've never visited any of I've never been to the continent of Africa. Nonetheless, whether it be sub-Saharan Africa or the Saharan part of the continent, I mean, I'd definitely love to check it out sometime, especially Egypt. That's high on my bucket list.
I'm sure everyone has seen the movie, of course, Madagascar.
Absolutely. Started a whole franchise of films, three consecutive films called Madagascar, with Penguins of Madagascar coming after that. That was still hilarious. The penguins are still got to be my favorite character. Classic movie.
Have to be.
Absolutely. Well, the Senior Day ceremony, Quinn, is about to begin here, folks. But nonetheless, I mean, this squad here for Colorado has been incredible all season long.
Absolutely. A fantastic season for them before. 17-4-0-1 on the season. First in the BMHC. It's good for 52 points. Playing an SMU team here who haven't played nearly as many games as them. Only 15 games so far in the season. Good for third in the TCHC.
I mean, that's an impressive season. Obviously, they've taken their conference for the last couple of years, and this year is certainly no exception. They are beating all teams by quite a large margin. And it's been, I mean, they haven't played a whole lot of home games here at the Rec. I mean, that changed all in the new year, coming here, playing the Big Mountain Classic, and, of course, opening the year against MSU.
Absolutely. Undefeated here in this new year, as we mentioned. Definitely looking for another big game. Got a Connor Smithberger. Leads the team in points. Been fantastic. 10, 15, and 25 on the season. Absolutely great numbers there.
Absolutely. And looking at SMU, I mean, they're not too shabby themselves, but I mean, Gwen, they haven't really played in that many games this season. I mean, they're 10-4-1 overall. They're 3 out of 8 in the TCHC, and they have 31 points on the season. So, I mean, not a bad record to boast coming in here to Boulder, but this Colorado team will certainly give them all that they got here on senior night.
Absolutely. Buffs will definitely have to look out for forward Trip Milley on SMU, who leads that team in points with 36. 36 points, only 15 games. That's a dangerous score.
That is terrifying, to say the least. But we are less than a minute away from these teams taking to the ice for this Senior Day ceremony. We'll bring that to you momentarily, folks.
Right here at the CU Ice Rink as our seniors take the ice. Definitely a very exciting, definitely an exciting crowd here. Pretty good crowd for this D2 senior night, Karen.
I mean, obviously, it's going to fill up, I'm sure, at some point. But I will say, the university and the city of Boulder did a fantastic job at promoting this night here. This is the most promotion I've ever seen for this team. Barstool Buffs getting in on the action, as is the official University of Colorado Boulder account. The Charge, our official student section for CU Athletics, getting in on the action as well. But folks, we will now pivot to our Senior Day ceremony. Here's our PA announcer.
Hello and welcome to Senior Night. As we honor our seniors, as their 4 years, maybe even 5, come to an end. Starting with number 52, Connor Smithberger. Connor is majoring in philosophy and political science. He says he has the best ox on the team. Do I keep going? Do I keep going? Next senior up, number 71, David Levkis. David is majoring in finance, and a fun fact about him is he has 3 citizenships. Next up, number 12, Tanner Simpson.
Wait, can we take their photo?
Oh,
You're good. Just
next up,
just wait till they're done taking the photo. Okay, so Katie is. Sorry, I should have explained that better.
get that. Next up, number 12, Tanner Simpson. Tanner is majoring in accounting and finance, and his favorite memory is beating undefeated UCLA his sophomore year.
And just let me just give a thumbs up. Okay. Thumbs.
Next up, number 21, Zane Polachek. Zane is majoring in accounting and finance. A fun fact about him is he beats Corey in Clash Royale every time. Last but not least, number 9, Isaac Neffs. Isaac's majoring in chemical engineering, and his favorite memory from hockey is scoring the game-winning goal 2 years ago at the Rocky Mountain Showdown. Seniors, thank you for your time here, and let's give them a round of applause.
Okay. Just stay here and slow down. We're like.
Do I keep this?
What a great ceremony that was for the 5 seniors here starting the night. Very exciting energy here in the crowd.
Absolutely. Crowd's starting to fill in, and I must say, I mean, I already said this, but Colorado, they did an amazing job at promoting this game. The crowd is starting to fill in here. Colorado women's hockey in the house as well. Kieran Sullivan walked by. He's like, "Is your name Kieran?" It does get confused.
You. In goal, Pete Miller. At left defense, Pete Pulianas. At right D, John Batt. At left wing, Jet Honig. At center, Colin Craig. At right wing, Copeland Fricker. And now for your Colorado Buffaloes. At right wing, number 52, Connor Smithberger. At center, number 71, David Levkis. At left wing, your captain, number 9, Isaac Neffs. At right defense, number 12, Tanner Simpson. At left defense, number 21, Zane Polachek. In between the pipes, number 31, Caleb Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise and face the flag and remove your caps as we honor our country as they're playing for the national anthem.
Feeling good about it.
Both teams returning to their benches now to get this one started.
Hey, Quinn, it is quite the jersey lineup here tonight as well. Colorado, obviously, in their home jerseys. I mean, those are some incredibly nice sweaters. But I mean, you look at SMU; it's looking like a lot like Team USA from the 1980 Olympic Games. I mean, it's just really just some incredible jerseys. I mean, their home jerseys, you were saying too. Their home sweaters, rather. They're really just incredible. I mean, it's SMU. I would expect nothing less.
Exactly. A nice color scheme coming out of this college. Beautiful jerseys here tonight. Looking very vintage, very classic. Yeah, their home jerseys look a little bit like those old, like 90s Caps jerseys, 80s Caps jerseys with the nice stars on them. And both teams will line up here as we get Peter Polianis lining up at the dot, facing off against Zane Polasek. Face off won by the Buffs. Ledkus trying to work it out. Unable to, it'll be taken by SMU. Dumped in deep by Copeland Fricker. In the zone by Neffs. Back behind the net, the first one to it is Peter Polianis. Polasek. Tries to bring it down low for Smithberger. In the corner. This puck will come out of the zone. Polasek. He'll fan at that one as the Buffs have to tag up. In their own zone. Polasek. On the forecheck, it's Jet Honig. Buffs able to work it out. Bit of a hook. Hook coming here on SMU. Early power play opportunity for the Buffs. As Tanner Simpson dispossessed of the puck, SMU will touch it up, and the Buffs will go on an early power play here, Kieran.
Huge advantage for Colorado off that tripping call against Tanner Simpson. And heading to the box is going to be Colin Craig for SMU. Huge chance for Colorado to capitalize early.
Coming into the dot is Marius Kraskus. He'll win that faceoff up top. They'll have to redo it as the clock was not properly set.
Clock continues to run here in the rink. They're going to have to reset that. The linesman will convene at the scorer's table for a moment. Looks like 4 seconds may have ticked off the clock. David Levkis still out there on the ice. As you mentioned, Corey DePonio.
Rumor is that he's very bad at Clash Royale. Levkis lining up again here at the faceoff. On the redo, Buffs will win it. Hadrick. Working it back down low to Lefkis. Lefkis walking in at the dot. That one shot blocked away. And this one will kick back up at Hadrick. Buffs able to keep the zone. This one's flipped in, and that'll be stopped by Oscar Hill, and he'll get it all the way down the other end of the ice. Lefkis picking it back up. Still early here in this power play. He'll leave it back for Hadrick. He'll drop it all the way back, and the Buffs will head to the penalty box here on an interference call.
David Lefkis not pleased with that call. It's going to be 4-on-4. Huge opportunity for Colorado to come back on top, but Will Hadrick's going to go to the box for interference.
Over the weekend, last weekend, the Buffs looked really good in the 4-on-4 game. Freshman Brick Fisher had a fantastic 4-on-4 goal in the game against Cal, in which he blew right by the defenseman. The extra space could be good here for the Buffs.
Absolutely. I mean, Fisher made play of the week this week or earlier today on our live show. Coming already, go check that out.
Face off one by SMU. This puck will leave the zone. All the way down. Speak of the Devil, Fisher all the way down. On the forecheck, he's able to gain possession. Small backhander, that one's poked away. Polisic down low to Neffs. Polisic tries to get it to Fisher, unable to. Neffs, he looks across. Does not connect. Down low with the puck, Gage Perry. Perry leaves it over for Nets. Top of the blue line, it's Polisic. Polisic gets it down low. Perry passes it on. Wide open is Brick Fisher. Fans on the opportunity. Great one-timer chance. Did not connect. Buffs still able to keep the zone. Back behind the net. Fisher. Strong shift here by him. SMU finally able to work it out as it's skated the other way by Oscar Hill. Hill looks for his options. Hill passing it up top. One-timer. That one goes wide on the attempt by Charlie Glazer. Lefkis at the blue line. Buffs stay on. Lefkis passing it over. Ralstad not able to get a stick on that one. SMU taking it the other way. 18 seconds left here on the penalty to SMU. Skating with that puck now is Chase Messner. Looking down in their own zone. Buffs about to go on the kill here. 5 seconds to go. Skating it out of his own zone is Copeland Fricker. He'll flip it up. Opportunity coming straight out of the box. Trying to pass it into the center, unable to as that one is deflected wide. Up top, bad passing by SMU leaves the zone. Peter Polian's not able to get a stick on that one. Entering the zone is Craig. Craig getting a pass into the center. That one poked off with a stick as Brooks Pierce not able to finish that opportunity. Puck is loose behind the net. Pierce picks it up. Battling behind the net. Craig, he'll lose possession. Picked up by Bach. Bach able to get it all the way up and down the ice. This one will go for an icing. Power play over for SMU. Breaking news, Jordan Seaton committing to LSU. What shocking news. We were discussing this earlier.
Absolutely, Quinn. I mean, that's pretty devastating for the Colorado Buffaloes, but I mean, Lane Kiffin and the Tigers, that's going to be an incredible addition as Kiffin looks to turn this program around after a questionable season at best.
Absolutely. Honig wins the faceoff. That one goes just wide. Buffs able to get it out of their own zone. Playing 5-on-5 here. Rimmed up to the half line. Clark, he'll lose possession and forced to tag up due to the offsides. Dumped in and stopped behind the net by Caleb Allen. Buffs on the breakout, unable to get it past their blue line, is stopped by Rob Brunens. Flipped in and on as Peter Miller will be forced to cover it up for a faceoff.
That was handled by Peter Miller. He was able to swallow it up and get the whistle, but it came out. It came out of his pads for a moment. Nonetheless, play was dead.
Face off won by the Buffs. Polisic passing it down low. Battle along the boards. Buffs lose possession as it's taken by SMU the other direction. Skating with it out is James Christie. Into the Buff zone, heavy on the forecheck is Tyler Jones. Jones behind the net. Calling for it in the crease is Bryce Crosby. This one goes wide. Buffs able to clear the zone. Marius Kraskis, he's the first one to it. SMU looking to work it out of their own zone. This puck's picked up by Theo Levine. He flips it in, will go for a change. Allen picks it up, passes it over along the boards to Hadrick. Hadrick will be dispossessed. Battling forward at the blue line, CU will come up with it. Able to get it out of their own zone. This one will be blown dead for offsides.
I will say the linesmen here tonight have been very vocal when the puck crossed the line in Colorado. Nonetheless, gets an offsides call that'll bring it out to neutral territory.
Absolutely, being very vigilant at that blue line as Craig lines up here against Smithberger.
More and more spectators are beginning to crowd into the rink here, Quinn, as we get into this first period.
Absolutely, a packed student section here. Most amount of students I've seen at a D2 game by far, as Fisher flicks this one across and SMU clears it out. Hadrick at the red line, dumps it in deep. Back behind the net, John Bagg will look for his options. Loose puck. Buffs aren't able to get there as it leaves the zone. Buffs forced to change. This one dumped all the way down and will be played by Allen. 14 minutes to go here in the first period as it's picked up by Sue. Sue over to Hadrick. Sue gaining the blue line. Tries to make the move, unable to. SMU the other way. Staying with it in is Fricker. Fricker has that puck poked off of his stick. He'll ring it around the boards. Skating with it is Brooks Wright. He'll turn it over and CU will take it the other direction. Smithberger will wait for his team to get some fresh legs on the ice. With the puck now is Evan Stellinio. Neffs, shot, that one. Kicked away. Back behind the net, opportunity, shot! Covered up right in front, fantastic chance for the Buffs. But Peter Miller is able to stop that one.
And Neffs and Levkis, they really thought that one snuck past. My goodness, what an attempt. And Miller with a Herculean save.
Absolutely. Levkis looking to keep the offensive pressure going here for the Buffs. As SMU is thrown out of the faceoff. Coming in to take it now will be Brooks Pierce. Pierce wins that faceoff with the Buffs able to keep it in their own zone. Levkis flips it all the way down for Smithberger. Back behind the net. Levkis over to DePonio. His tip shot goes right on. And it'll be a tie up in front as Miller covers it up. Some extracurriculars.
Yeah, DePonio is looking for that shot off the rebound. It was almost tipped in by one of SMU's players. So, and then DePonio wrapping around behind the back of the net, tried to get on top of it, but Miller able to swallow it up.
Face-off won by Colin Craig. SMU looking to get out of their own zone. Buffs spending some pretty good time here. They're able to keep possession. Up top, SMU picks it up. Messner heavily pressured. He'll give up the puck. SMU entering the offensive zone. Messner with a strong stick, able to poke it off. Up top, SMU will be forced to pass it out. Glazer. He'll go D-to-D as that's picked up by Peter Polanis. All the way down into the Buff zone. Nimble on the glass, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Joseph Stock. Stock able to get that puck right into the crease. Shot! Scores! Colin Craig from the middle of the circles wires one and hits it right off the post.
My goodness, what a play by Craig. It bounced right off that post. You could hear that from up here. And right past Caleb Allen's right shoulder. What a play. And SMU on the board first.
Great shot through traffic. Craig, that one absolutely had eyes for that top left corner. Nothing Allen really could have done. As CU will line up again here, hoping to get back into this game. Face-off won by CU. Clark Entering the zone, trying to body get into the front of the net, not able to. Clark back behind the net. Taking up nice. Polasek, that one's blocked away by Miller. Tie up along the boards, coming out with it. SMU now with it the other way. Just getting with it into the zone is Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones passing it over, that one blocked. CU looking to get out of their own defensive end. This one will go up and into the CU bench.
Another chance for SMU in the offensive zone. And Marius Krasowskis in for the draw for Colorado. Looks like he'll be kicked out.
And instead now will be taken by Aiden Johnson. He'll lose the face-off. Shot from the point. That one off the post. No goal, though. Able to beat Allen. Not able to get it by the bar. The other way now for CU.
It looks like that last shot may have crossed the goal line from this angle, but they waved it off.
CU nearly down by 2 as this one goes off the skate of Valco and into the netting. This broadcast is sponsored by TEDxCU. On the contrary, on April 4th at Mackey Auditorium, challenging us to reconsider opposites as connection. TEDxCU is CU Boulder's own organized TED event. Purchase tickets at TEDxCU.com. Face-off on here by Smithberger. Quick shot off the face-off. This one goes off the blocker. In front, Buffs trying to find some space. Not able to. With some speed, Copeland Fricker. Fricker, he'll shoot it. That one over the glass. SMU able to keep possession. Battle on the boards is Colin Craig. Fricker. He'll flick one from the point. Rebound. Not able to get possession of it was Jet Honig. Buffs with it the other way. Hadrick. That one kicks off the skate of the SMU defender, and the Buffs will go offsides. Forced to wait up at the line is Hadrick. He'll choose to dump it in. See, he'll get some fresh legs. Fricker. Leaving it back for Honig. This one will bounce off the wall. It'll be covered up by Caleb Allen.
Colorado's defense is really being pushed to their limits here by SMU, who are just penetrating that zone constantly. Colorado desperately trying to clear. They've had a couple of great opportunities in the last couple minutes or so, but nonetheless, their defense standing on their heels.
Absolutely. Face-off won by Wright. Quick shot by Pierce, but it's turned away by Caleb Allen. Buffs trying to get it out of their own zone. Strong forecheck here by the Mustangs. Flipped up and caught by Bag. DePonio with a big hit. But SMU will remain in possession. Chance. They'll leave it for Neffs. Neffs will bounce it off the board, but is caught out of midair by Oscar Hill. Neffs trying to work it in the offensive zone. 2-on-1 chance here for the Buffs. Neffs trying to pass it over to Lefka. Strong defensive stick by Peter Polanis. And SMU trying to clear the zone, unable to. Buffs with some sloppy passes here in the offensive zone. SMU will come up with it and get it out. Chance, hounded by SMU. Able to flick it out of his own zone. As it's picked up and dumped in by Rob Brunens. Allen will leave it now for Chase Messner. Buffs will keep it simple on their own end, ringing it all the way over to Lefkis. Lefkis bounces one off the glass. Fricker tries to get the pass to Stock. It'll go just out of his reach, and they'll go for an icing.
First icing of the night against the Mustangs. It'll bring it back to their zone and give Colorado a chance to respond.
Buffs definitely need to get some of that offensive zone pressure that they had earlier.
Is it easier? Okay.
Folks, we do apologize for the one of our tripods is not playing nicely this evening, so we'll do our best to find you a good shot.
Shot from Clark, that one turned away and into the corner. Buffs trying to work it out. This one will leave the zone.
Got it.
Getting off the ground is Bach. Perry at his own blue line. Stretch pass and dumped in by Clark. Back behind the net is picked up by Theo Levine. One-timer opportunity right in front. And a big hit by Alex Bach on the goaltender. No arms are up.
Sticks are flying all over the ice.
Flying.
I don't know what to think of this last series, Quinn.
People are getting physical here on the ice.
Zane Polachek wanting a piece.
Does not look like the Buffs are going to be heading to the kill, though. Alex Buck colliding with Peter Miller. But I guess the refs deemed it as just regular play. Buffs looking to build some offense here in the offensive end. Tanner Simpson. My apologies. Marius Kraskis on the face-off dot. Tie up. Second effort, Buffs come up with it. Balk behind the net. He'll pass it up top to Polasek. Polasek passes it back down to Volk. Opportunity right in front. This one will leave the zone and go all the way back for Caleb Allen to play. 8:21 to go here in this first period. Buffs find themselves down by 1 to the SMU Mustangs as Perry works it out of his own zone. Perry taking it in all the way to himself. Perry, he'll go behind the net, tries for the wraparound. He is denied. Strong stick right in front by Charlie Glazier. And this one will end up the other way and go for an icing.
8:02 left in period number 1, Quinn. I mean, Buffs down by 1. And talk about that opportunity from Gage Perry on that wraparound attempt. What a chance for Colorado to capitalize.
Absolutely, very strong solo effort there. As Smithberger will line up now. He'll lose the face-off as SMU picks it up and flips it out. CU able to get a stick on it. Sue will dump it in. First man to that puck is Charlie Glazier. SMU not able to get it out. Smithberger with his wide open Sue. Shot doesn't make its way to the net as it can't make its way through traffic. Opportunity the other way for SMU. Passing it, unable to find Jones. It doesn't make its way through the skates of some of the CU defenders. SMU will lose the stick. Chaos in the offensive zone there for SMU as the Buffs pick it up and take it the other way. Nearly sprung Smithberger on a breakaway. Back behind the net, Fisher. Sue unable to capitalize on that opportunity in front. Entering the zone now is Jet Honig. He'll pass it over in front. Opportunity shot. Scores! That one trickles through the 5-hole of Caleb Allen as Copeland Fricker increases the Mustangs' lead to 2.
Talk about Fricker on that play, going up the left side off that cross-ice pass. What a beautiful setup by the Mustangs, and that puts them on top 2-0 as it slips through the pads of Caleb Allen.
Caleb Allen just not able to get enough of that shot. He's hanging his head a little bit there. Down by 2 in this first period. Buffs looking to get the offensive momentum going. Struggling here early against Southern Methodist. Lefkis will come in the face-off dot here against Colin Craig. Craig wants the face-off back. Taken by Bag. Linesman takes a spill. Crowd getting a bit of enjoyment out of that. Sedlin, pass it into the center. That'll get rimmed in. Skull Buff chant starting here at the ice rink as the crowd tries to get the Buffs into it. SMU will pick it up. It's dumped in on Caleb Allen. Message the first one to it. Not able to get it out of the zone. Buffs trying to get out of their own defensive end here. Back behind the net is Evan Stellino. Still unable to get it. SMU, opportunity. One-timer attempt gloved by Caleb Allen. Some quick passes there by the Mustangs as Brooks Wright is stopped by Caleb Allen.
What a chance for the Mustangs once again off that same side on Caleb Allen. And he's able to make an easy glove save. Prevent the Mustangs from doing any more damage.
Luckily there for the Buffs, nearly a 3-0 lead for the Mustangs, as they're down 2-0 with 6 to go here in this first period. Alex Bach will get thrown out of the face-off dot, as Tanner Simpson will come in to take it. Simpson will lose the face-off. Quick shot off the face-off. Turned away into the corner by Caleb Allen. First one of that peck is Brooks Wright. CU will pick it up and come with it the other way. Ringed in down deep by DePonio. Bodies flying in the corner as SMU comes up with it. Picked up at the blue line by Polasek. Polasek, shot, score! Polasek from an impossible angle right at the red line scores a great goal.
Zane Polachek right from the red line sneaks it right past goaltender Peter Miller, and the lead is narrowed to 1 for the Mustangs. Colorado knocking on the door.
Absolutely. Crowd waking up here at the ice rink. A fantastic goal. Exactly what the Buffs needed here with 5:45 to go in the first period. They find themselves down by 1. Lining up against one another, it's Jet Honig and Marius Krauskis. Krauskis wins that face-off back. Buffs already feeling that momentum coming back. Zane Polasek. This one bounced in on Valko. Valko with a better opportunity. Tries to get the pass off, unable to.
Buffs momentum really shifting here, Quinn. Look at that speed heading down ice. And now there's a fight all in the half-boards for the puck.
Absolutely. The Buffs really trying to bring it here, getting that equalizer here with only 5 to go in the first period. Battling for it. Lefkis comes up with it. He'll bring it up top. Polasek trying for a second one. That one right into the chest of SMU goaltender. Back behind the net, trying to get it out of his own zone is Bag. Buffs will be forced to tag up here on the offsides. This one's dumped into the zone. No icing coming. Perry. 2 forecheckers on his back, able to get it out. No! Strong stick in front by James Christie. Buffs now able to get it up, and they'll flip it all the way down in the corner as they'll get a change. Back behind his own net is Rob Brunens. He'll turn it over to Brick Fisher at the line. SMU picking it up on the loose puck. Skating for it is Tyler Jones. He has it. He's brought down to the ice. SMU's bench looking for a call. They're not going to get it. Buffs struggling to get it out of their own end here. Back behind the net. Pass in front, right into the skates. Allen's able to make a good stop thanks to a bad pass by SMU into the skates. Up top, this puck's picked up by Levine. Levine trying to find a one-timer, unable to, as he didn't find the stick of Tyler Jones. Opportunity here for the Buffs the other way. 3-on-2, shot! That one's blocked into the corner.
You saw Brick Fisher going up that far side of the rink, and you got to brace yourself if you're goaltender Peter Miller.
Absolutely, never know what he's going to do with that quick speed. Craig intercepts that pass at the red line. Messner goes down. SMU keeping that hard forecheck they've had all game right in front of the net. Great opportunity for SMU as Copeland Fricker stopped trying to get his second of the night right on the doorstep. Tie up here along the boards by the seniors' numbers. This one finally comes loose. Picked up by Elijah Sue. They'll flip it up. It's caught at the line by Glazer. They'll say that it was a hand pass as it's poked away by Copeland Fricker.
Back out to neutral territory for the draw.
Looks like this one will come just outside of the offensive zone of the Buffs. Craig up against Lefkis. Craig will win the face-off. Neps on a high forecheck. Pressured heavily Polianis. He'll dump it up. Wide open Fricker. Chance will bounce that one off the glass. First one to it is Glazer. Honig. He'll gain the offensive zone. Taken all the way back behind Allen. Shots! That one's off the crossbar What a shot, nearly right over the left shoulder of Caleb Allen. Fantastic placement, just a little bit lower. And SMU is back up by 2.
Allen got very lucky on that last play. The officials will check on the net, make sure it stayed on the pegs.
2:41 here to go in the first period. Buffs down by 1. Face off to the left of Caleb Allen. Face off one by Fricker. Glazer shot. Rebound shot. Scores. Some quick passing in front by the Mustangs. And Colin Craig wastes no time off that quick face-off draw, burying one, the captain.
Craig with his second of the night snuck it right past Caleb Allen. And I mean, he went diving into the far boards over there in that corner. He was excited.
Absolutely. Some quick passing there by the Mustangs. Nice setup play as Craig buried it wide open on the empty net. Shot. That one goes just over the glove of Brennan Allen. Hard hit as Sue got absolutely stapled to the boards by Brooks Pierce. Big opportunity building here for SMU. Passes wide. Good opportunity in front again. Buffs kind of letting things go here in the final 2 minutes of the period. Opportunity on the right. Fisher's shot blockered away. Right. He'll enter the zone. Able to get around Hadrick. He'll pass it into the center. Pierce unable to get that one. Battling for it along the boards. Buffs will come up with it. Elijah Sue. He'll pass it over to Fisher. Fisher gaining the blue line. Passing it over to Sue. Sue, right in front. That one does not connect. Great opportunity for Smithberger right in front of the net, but he's not able to get a stick on it. Ringed around the boards. Polasek will pick it up. Fisher trying to find someone in the center. Not able to as that pass is picked off by Brooks Wright. Shot from the point, easily swallowed up by Peter Miller. Mustangs really not taking their foot off the gas here close to the end of this first period.
Yeah, 1:20 left, and they're up by 2, but they're looking to continue this lead and pull off an upset here against Colorado at home.
Bruskus wins that face-off against Craig. Perry, he'll pass it down low. Getting that puck is Johnson. Johnson will lose possession. Picks it right back up and floats it down low. That'll be gloved by Miller. .106 to go here in the first period. Mustangs leading 3-1. Buffs struggling to get their offense going. Kroskus wins that faceoff up to Polasek. Back behind the net, it's Johnson. Johnson will bring it back up top to Polasek. Buffs with some quick pressing. 56 seconds to go here in the first period. Buffs spending most of the last 5 minutes here in the offensive zone. As a shot by Johnson is caught into the left shoulder of Miller. Buffs looking to get back within 1 in this first period. 50 seconds remaining.
At least narrowing the gap to 1 is Colorado's goal here. Let's look at another draw in the offensive zone. Let's look at David Lefkis and company. Corey DePonio out there.
Face off one off top to Neffs. He'll mishandle it. And it'll be taken by Ralstad. Hadrick will wait up and take it behind his own net. Hadrick flips one off the glass. This one ends up at the red line. Levine fans on it. Good opportunity for DePonio. DePonio into Neffs. Neffs, backhander. Save made by Miller. Puck is loose. Buffs will pick it up. Getting it back up top, 24 seconds to go in the first period. That one makes its way to Miller, but he easily gloves it down.
Exactly 22 seconds remain in the period, Quinn. Colorado really turning the tides here with that pressure that we saw from SMU in the first half of this period.
Absolutely. Buffs piling it on, trying to get that goal here in the dying seconds of the period as Levskis gets into the dot here against Brooks Wright. Buffs will win it. Glove save made by Miller. Quick shot by DePonio. That killed point. Killed about 2 seconds off the clock. Face off again. This time SMU with numbers the other direction. 4-on-2. Losing possession was Oscar Hill. It'll end up behind the Buffs net. 8 seconds to go in the first period. And as time ticks down, the Buffs will dump it the other way. And it'll be skated around by Peter Polinis. And the Buffs will go into the second period down by 2 after a little bit of a tough period as SMU really dictated pace throughout that first.
This is a tough period for Colorado, to say the least. And we'll welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I mean, Quinn, I think this is the largest scoring deficit Colorado has been in for the entire year 2026.
Most certainly. Last weekend, they only gave up the lead once, and they were down by 1. So definitely going to look for them to battle back into that in that second period. And I thought they showed kind of that offensive power they showed all last weekend in the dying seconds of that period.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw that's what they're known for. They really came out in the latter half of that period. And, I mean, I've been saying this before, Quinn. I mean, this Colorado team, they are really a second period team. That is where the squad shines. They're going to come out on the ice and really turn the tides in their favor, despite being down by 2 after 20 minutes.
Absolutely. We have seen that second period all season long. They have been dominant in the offensive end as they continue to look and battle for that second period. Definitely going to be looking to try and get more shots here on Peter Miller. Both teams putting in pretty close amount of shots on each other, but SMU really just able to get in that offensive end on their forecheck.
Absolutely, Quinn. I mean, just clearing their zone. That's SMU's game plan here. And when they coordinate properly, they get 2-on-1 heading down the opposite way and cross ice pass like that second goal that we saw from SMU. That was definitely a highlight for this Mustangs team, and they're going to try to keep that momentum going into the second.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it here for the first period. SMU leading the Buffs 3-1 on senior night as the Buffs look to get back into it.
Back to the ScoBuff Sports Live Show. We hope you had a wonderful break. I'm your host, Gia Henriken.
And I'm your other host, Hannah Howell. We have some great sports to catch you up on, so let's get into it.
Over the holidays, Colorado introduced Fernando Lovo as its 7th athletic director in history. Lovo was hired from New Mexico to take over for Rick George and spoke to the media for the first time last week. He emphasized how he sees Boulder becoming a championship destination in the national landscape. Lovo attended both men's and women's basketball games in the past week and is already proving his promises for fan involvement and investment.
The Buffs will be represented in the upcoming 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics in a way that seems only fitting. Ryder Sarchett, class of 2028, has been named to the United States Alpine Ski Team, becoming the 44th Olympian in Colorado ski team history. In Sarchett's freshman year alone, he won second-team honors in the All-American Slalom and Rocky Mountain Intercollegiate Ski Association. He will compete in the Alpine skiing competition, which begins on February 4th. Team USA's Alpine team will head to Milan in February, hoping to rebound after an 11th place finish at the previous Olympics in China.
As the transfer portal comes to a close, Colorado has experienced some significant losses. Top wide receiver Omarion Miller left for the Arizona State Sun Devils for his remaining season. Standout safety Tawfiq Bayar departed for Texas, and Imid did a defensive and London Merritt for Clemson. What may be the biggest loss of all is star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. While his next destination remains unclear, his departure, along with several others, leaves Colorado facing a major rebuild heading into next season. For more on who the Buffs have brought in through the portal, here's Harrison and Shane with Buff Banter.
It's another year of big changes in Boulder. Alongside Shane Holcomb, I'm Harrison Simeon. Welcome to the first Buff Banter of 2026 and the first Buff Banter since the opening of the transfer portal window. It's been pretty chaotic, hasn't it?
That's right, and Deion Sanders, every single season it seems like he's bringing in a new roster, new faces to this Colorado Buffaloes team. We'll get into those key prospects today.
Yeah, 38 out, 36 in, the number 18 transfer portal class in the nation according to 24/7 Sports, number 4 in the Big 12. And just going down the list, it's pretty crazy. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 4 receivers, 1 tight end, 6 O-linemen, 11 D-linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 cornerbacks, 4 safeties, 1 kicker, and counting. It closes at the end of today. But Shane, who are your favorite portal additions so far?
Well, what stands out to me, Harrison, is the group of wide receivers they brought in, right?
Yes.
Highlighted by DeAndre Moore. He's coming in from Texas. He's a guy with a lot of big game experience in the SEC. He actually caught a touchdown pass as well against Arizona State, the Peach Bowl game last season. And this is a guy that's probably going to be your WR1 when it comes to Omarion Miller going out, DeAndre Moore coming in. He also has a relationship with Brennan Marion, the offensive coordinator that CU hired this offseason. He was recruited by him in 2022 when he went to Texas.
Yeah, the receivers look really good. They also brought in the nation's leading receiver from last year, Danny Scudero from San Jose State, Cam Perry from Miami of Ohio, Ernest Campbell from where Marion was at Sacramento State. The receivers look really good, but I'm looking at these D linemen, and they look great. Just all around, there's all sorts of D linemen that they got, both on the edge and in the interior. Santana Hopper from Tulane, my favorite of the bunch, all conference at Appalachian State, then all conference at Tulane last season where they made the college football playoff. A big contributor to that defense. Ezra Christensen, a star with 6 sacks at New Mexico State last season. Balansama Kamara, maybe a more under-the-radar name from UAlbany, but that's where Jared Verse, a rookie of the year in the NFL, came from. Maybe some development.
Shout out Central New York.
Yeah, a little lineage there. Toby Aneen was a beast at North Dakota State. Visited Colorado a couple years back with the Bison. And Dylan Manuel, a nice space eater in the middle at D-tackle. They needed a little bit of interior after the first few additions they got were on the edge, but I like these D linemen a lot.
Well, Harrison, the group of talent and the group of schools they're bringing in signals to me that they're taking a different approach than Colorado did last offseason, right? Because these guys are from maybe lesser known schools, but what encourages me is Deion Sanders and their coaching staff are telling the media they're spending a lot of time in the facility, doing the talent work, doing the film analysis. This shows me and gives me proof that they're doing what they're saying they're doing, because they're getting guys that maybe aren't the biggest of names, but all you can do, if you play football and you play good, that could be the difference in this year's being better than last year's class.
Yeah, what impresses me is the production. Last year, the defense was just all around god-awful, and especially the D-line, where they got the most of their additions, it needed juice. The pass rush, not good. 2 years back, they led the Big 12 in sacks, but then all of a sudden falls off a cliff. They got some unlikely sources. They went to some unlikely places, but they got some all-conference guys, and we'll get into a few more of those later. But Shane, what position group do you feel like still might need some work heading into 2026?
What I'm looking at is the linebacker core, right? You mentioned the defense was super soft last season, especially over the middle of the field. They got Leona from Texas, who's a standout recruit, right? This is a guy who can be a leader in that locker room, but also on the field, right? It seems like teams were just figuring out and kind of just dismantling this Colorado defense last season over the middle of the field, whether that be the slant route or just running the ball with the quarterback, right? And Leona's a guy that, again, big name experience from Texas as well. He's someone that I think can hopefully bring some stability to this defense and make them a little bit more intimidating, right? I just don't think this team was intimidated at all to any offensive opponent last year. You saw that in the Big 12 play with 8 losses.
Yeah, another guy at linebacker I like a lot, Gideon ESPN is his middle name, Lamprin, from Bowling Green, extremely
what a birth
productive.
certificate. Wow.
I know.
I need to see a proof of that, though.
One of the best names in Colorado history, in my opinion.
I love
But
that.
extremely productive at Bowling Green. Nice addition from the MAC. But my area of concern right now is cornerback. It's Deion Sanders. He's the greatest quarterback to ever live. But he still quite hasn't figured out how to recruit at that position. Last season, DJ McKinney having a really off year, stepping into that key cornerback role, the ex-receiver, guarder, and they still haven't found really a good replacement for him. Justin Eaglin from James Madison was a ball hawk, 5 interceptions last season, but they need that shutdown guy. They got Cree Thomas with some pedigree from Notre Dame. They got Emory Floyd, who was solid at Appalachian State and all Sun Belt honorable mention. But I still need to see, while the D-line could help as the pass rush gets to quarterback, helps out the cornerbacks a lot, but the secondary still might need some help going into the next year.
Well, that position group, Harrison, you mentioned it. I think it's the ultimate wild card, right? Again, this defense, they couldn't stop the run, but they also couldn't stop throws over the top, and it's because their corners weren't very good last season, right? So if they bring in a guy that's really talented and can help, another leader, hopefully can help this group. And again, Boo Carter's someone that you see him on the graphic there that, again, safety, but at the same time, this is also a guy who has a lot of leadership. He can be very talented and bring a lot of pedigree to this defense, right?
He's the X factor.
He might be the standout and kind of the wild card of this guy can be first, second team All-American next year.
And you saw Brennan Marion tease in an Instagram story that he could maybe put him at running back. He did back in high school. This is a guy that Deion Sanders has wanted for years since he was coaching Jackson State.
Another great name.
Yes. And he moves different. He is an extremely talented athlete, one of the most gifted players, if you're looking just top to bottom on the roster, that Colorado will have going into next year. Can return kicks and can play safety, nickel, whatever you want. Randon Fonnet, another name in that safety room. The safety room, I saw some extremely good upgrades. Cornerback room still lacking though. But I want to get into this last little more broad question, just 30 seconds. What has been your opinion on the transfer portal and how Colorado has utilized it? Are you concerned at all, or do you think it's just part of college football?
Well, I believe when I see it on the field, right? I mean, we put up the graphic earlier, 18th ranked transfer portal class in the country. They were 19th last season, Harrison, and that didn't turn out so well. But again, the difference in this year's, I think, approach is going out and finding the talent in lesser highlighted places. It means these coaches are watching film. If they play ball, if they bring physicality, if they bring confidence, this team could have a new look this season.
And I think that's where Brendan Marion comes in as an extremely important addition. He's been on the recruiting trail, but I think he could be the establishment of an identity for this team. And that's what makes it so hard with the portal era and bringing in an almost entirely new team every year. You can't really establish a culture or a set identity. And you saw Colorado struggle with that last year without Shedeur Sanders, without Travis Hunter. Without any stars, they didn't really have anything they did that could just be a go-to and beat teams that way. This year, I think there's a lot more stability, there's a lot more production and proven style that can translate to wins in the Big 12. So, anything more to add?
No, I'm excited. I mean, the spring game's the first time we're going to see these guys on the field, but, I mean, the portal's still open. So, if you're out there, CU could use a corner right about now.
Yeah, so they've lost some big names too,
Tawfiq
Jordan
Byard.
Seaton, Tawfiq Byard, Marion Miller, but they've got some great players going into next year alongside Shane Holcomb. I'm Harrison Simeon. Thank you for listening to Buff Banner. Back to you guys at the desk.
Colorado's own Chris Hudson has been named to the College Football Hall of Fame. The quarterback played from 1991 to 94 and had a decorated senior season, ending with All-American honors and the Jim Thorpe Award. Hudson becomes the 12th Buff to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, joining a group with Coach Bill McCartney, Rashad Salam, and more. Along with being an All-American defender, Hudson returned punts all 4 years. He snagged 15 total interceptions during his time, taking 2 back to the house, and leads Colorado all-time in interception return yards.
The men's Hoopers have played 9 games since our last show. On December 6th, the Buffs lost their first game of the season to the Colorado State Rams, dropping to 8-1. Colorado finished conference play on a 2-game losing streak, falling to the Stanford Cardinals and the Northern Colorado Bears. The Buffaloes regrouped to start Big 12 play, winning games over Arizona State and Temp and Utah at home to push the record to 12-3. Most recently, the Black and Gold are on another 2-game losing streak. The last time Colorado played at home, the Buffs lost to the number 14 ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders by just 2 points. The Buffaloes have 14 conference games left to play, leaving them plenty of opportunities to rise in the standings.
The women's basketball team created a strong record of 12-6 over winter break with outstanding performances from Ziana Walker and Logan Greer. The Buffs pulled off an impressive upset of 19th ranked Iowa State in a close battle last Wednesday, winning 68-62. It was the Buffs' first win over a ranked opponent since last season.
And now it's time for this week's trivia question. The NFL divisional round kicks off this weekend, and a couple of Buffaloes are still in the fight to win the Super Bowl. Isaiah Oliver may have been the last Buffalo to play in the big game, but who was the last alum to win it all? Bonus points if you can name the year and team. Stick around as we'll have the answer for you later in the show.
Colorado women's basketball remains winless on the road. The Buffs went to Stillwater to take on the Oklahoma State Cowgirls last Sunday. Freshman Logan Greer and senior Jade Masagayo had 12 points each. Senior Ana El Dutoit posted her fourth double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds. Despite these efforts, Colorado fell 63-56 to the Cowgirls after being tied going into the final quarter.
After the winless road trip, women's hoops returned home to face the number 19 ranked Iowa State Cyclones. The Buffaloes had the tall task of defending the nation's leading scorer in Audi Crooks. However, they made Audi play like a Mazda, holding her to a season-low 17 points with only 7 through the first 3 quarters. North Texas transfer Desiree Wooten and her best game in the black and gold, scoring 24, including 2 buzzer beaters. The Buffaloes were down as much as 12 at one point, but their game plan was executed to perfection for the upset dub.
Off their upset, CU travels down to Orlando to keep conference play flowing against the Central Florida Knights. The Knights are 9-8 overall, 1-5 in conference play this season. The Buffs are undefeated against UCF all time at 2-0. They won by a final score of 81-62 in their last matchup in January of last year. Both teams struggle on offense. CU averages around 69 points a game while UCF averages 67, so expect a low-scoring affair. The game is on Sunday at noon and will be streamed live on ESPN+.
The men's basketball team took on the number 14 Texas Tech Red Raiders on Saturday. The Buffs found themselves in a 24-point deficit shortly after halftime, but clawed their way back. Freshman guard Isaiah Johnson recorded 21 points in the second half and gave Colorado a chance to win the game on the final possession. However, guard Barrington Hargress's buzzer-beating shot was well defended and bounced off the right side of the rim. Colorado fell by a score of 73-71, and the Red Raiders escaped a major upset.
The men's basketball team lost to the Cincinnati Bearcats 77-68 on Wednesday night. The loss drops the Buffs to 2-2 in the Big 12, while handing the Bearcats their first conference win of the season. The Buffs struggled in the first half, allowing the Bearcats to shoot 57% from the floor in the first 20 minutes. Despite being down 18 points at halftime, Colorado continued to fight in the second half, cutting the deficit to as little as 4 points. Forward Baba Miller dominated the paint, scoring 25 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. Freshman Isaiah Johnson led the Buffaloes in points.
Second period action here at the CU Rec Center ice rink as the Buffs find themselves down by 2 goals to the Southern Methodist University Mustangs. I'm Quinn Crack along with Kieran Warger. Nick Evans, our producer, and Paxton Hayes on the camera here for us in the second period. Not the most ideal first period there for the Buffs, Kieran.
Yeah, I will say they did slip a little bit here against the Mustangs. But, I mean, hey, Mustangs are applying that pressure. Buffs had some great scoring opportunities. But like I've been saying, Quinn, the second period is where they shine. And it looks like their bench is alive and well and rocking.
Absolutely, as David Lefkis loses that first faceoff. Buffs looking to get that offensive pressure going here early. As a big hit in the offensive zone. Great tone setter here by Corey DePonio as Polasek works it behind the net and passes it over to Perry. Perry with time behind his own net. Fricker trips up Caleb Allen, and the Buffs will be headed to another early power play here. Lefkes passes it over to DePonio. DePonio. Perry will glove it down, try and pass it into the center. That hops over to stick of Neffs. Fisher shot, scores! The freshman continues his hot streak as Brick Fisher scores with the empty net.
What a play by Brick Fisher. Once again, making an impact. The freshman sneaks it right past the right pad of Miller. And the Buffs have once again narrowed the lead back to 1.
Absolutely. That is 25 points in 16 games now for the freshman Brick Fisher. He has been unbelievable for this Buffs team. And they now find themselves down by 1 here very early in the first period. Smithberger now lining up here against Brooks right at the faceoff. Scorers table getting everything marked down correctly. As we'll wait on them for the okay. Smithberger wins that faceoff back. Picked up by Ralstad. He'll bounce it off the glass as this ends up going all the way down for an icing. That is how you set the tone for a period, Kieran. What a start for the Buffs here. They draw a penalty. Caleb Allen gets tripped up in his own crease. And the Buffs waste no time. Don't even need the power play. Get the extra man out on the ice, and Brick Fisher finishes on a great shot.
Not even half a minute in, Buffs are on top.
SMU nearly extending the lead back to 2. It was a great opportunity for Pierce. Goes just over the blocker of Caleb Allen. As the Buffs will bounce this one off the glass and get it out of their own zone. At the blue line, it's rung in now by John Bagg. Ralstad, he'll pass it over to Fisher. Fisher, 4-on-2 here for the Buffs. Brick Fisher passing it over into the skates of Smithberger. He'll lose possession as this comes out the other way, and now SMU taking it back. Hill working it in. Shot, that one off the mask, and it'll hit the netting right into the head of Caleb Allen.
And Caleb Allen weathering a hurricane, not just a storm, as that one went off of his mask and was deflected and hit the netting. I don't think I've seen that happen here so far this season, Quinn.
Not a comfortable place to take a shot from. Hopefully he's got padding on his forehead as Copeland Fricker lines up, takes his face off. He wins it back up top as Lynn fans on it. This one makes its way through traffic and is poked off of the stick of Caleb Allen right into the netting.
So the draw will stay in the Buff zone. I mean, Colorado, they need to clear it if they want any hopes of staying alive here in this game. Mustangs trying to put that lead back up to 2.
Fricker and Book lining up against each other now. Book will win that faceoff back. Fricker picks it up, gets it behind the net. Wraparound attempt. That's off the pad of Allen. Jet Honig denied right in front. Picked up by Fricker. Buffs trying to get it out of their own end here. Buck able to get it out. Fricker will pass that one over to Theo Levine. He'll wire one right off the blocker of Allen as he's challenged and forced to come out of his net. Fricker batting one right up into the air. Buffs with some time with the delayed offsides. Fricker entering the zone again. Long shift here for him and his line. Fricker gets passed into the center. Allen pokes that one out from the pass. Buffs unable to get it out as Messner. He'll pick it up and flip it up. Picked up now here by Glazer. Buffs with a little bit of panic here in this first period. Trying to build back that offense they had right off the gate. SMU with a nice opportunity here in front and tight pass across. That one doesn't connect as Jet Honig unable to pass one off. In front, that one tipped. Goes just wide again. Buffs continuing to work it as this one gets out of zone. Quick move here by Valco. Valco in tight. That one just wide. Valco showing a little bit more effort than SMU there on that back check. Buffs trying to keep it in the zone. Unable to as it's stumped out. 2-on-1 here for SMU. Right, trying to pass that off. Strong stick there by Zane Polasek. Kraskis tries to bring it in. Unable to. Back behind the net. SMU with it. They have some time. They're trying to get out of their own zone. Peter Polinis. He'll pass it into the center. Intercepted by Johnson. Johnson dumped it all the way down. SMU looking to get it the other way. No icing as it's off the CU player. Perry's the first one to it. Pressed hard there by Wright. Wright with it. He'll lose possession. Neffs, 3-on-2 here for the Buffs the other way. Neffs passing it over to Johnson. Johnson, he'll try to pass it into Neffs. That one goes wide. Kroska dumps it in deep. SMU are the first ones there. Puck ends up in the shorts of the SMU defender. Picked up now by DePonio. DePonio with the fake. Move in front. Puck is lost. Back behind the net. Denied on the wraparound. Neffs unable to stuff it home. Good opportunities there for the Buffs. Shot. No goal. Ralstad's shot rings right into the corner. Really looked like that one went in from here as Wright brings it into the zone.
My goodness, what an attempt by Colorado. Ralstad from the point bounced off the crossbar and nearly inside that net.
Levkis bringing it in. Buffs finally getting some offense here. This one will end up in the pads of Miller. I think the refs may have made a wrong call there. That one looked pretty in from here. Did not hear any metal.
Yeah, that was quite an impressive shot from Ralstad. And yeah, it looked like it may have crossed the goal line. No video review, obviously, in the ACHA, so.
Ralstad looks a little bit determined himself as he's talking with the head ref here. But we'll keep it going here as Smithberger lines up in the offensive zone. He'll win that faceoff back up top. Shot from the point. Miller covers that one up. Smithberger getting battered around there in the crease. As we'll redo it again from Miller's right. Smithberger up against James Christie. Smithberger winning another offensive zone faceoff. Messner's shot doesn't make its way through traffic. Ring on the other way by SMU. Good opportunity here. Working it in tight. That was dispossessed. That puck comes out loose. Nice breakaway opportunity there for Tyler Jones. And he is upset with himself for messing up that opportunity and not able to extend the Mustangs' lead.
My goodness, what an attempt one-on-one coming down into that Buff zone just to the left of Caleb Allen, and he's able to make a stop and force that puck into the corner before it's deflected and hits the netting.
Absolutely strong back check there from the Buffs as well. As Smithberger went out line in, he's won 2 faceoffs in a row here. He'll lose it though, as it's found on the shot. Glazer, he'll pass it into the center, wide open. Allen makes a big stop. SMU bench calling for a trip, they're not gonna get it. Pass into the center. Loose puck picked up by Perry. Unable to get a shot off was Jet Honig on that opportunity. Perry, skating it in himself, he'll pass it over to Sue. Sue poking it in forward. He'll pick up his own pass. This was spaced down low. Elijah Sue will wait. He gets battered into the corner. Big hit laid as Jet Honig falls down to the ice after a large hit by Zane Polisek. Fricker will take it around the outside, trying to find a pass. Finds one, one-timer attempt, wide open net, shot! That one's wide! Jet Honig unable to finish on a wide open net, puts it just left of the post. Great opportunity there for SMU. 3-on-2 building here the other way for CU. Perry leaving it over for Fisher. Fisher scores! Brick Fisher's second of the night. A 3-on-2 opportunity for the Buffs. What a play.
Textbook shot for Brick Fisher. Right down the slot. And the Scobuffs chant radiates from these stands. Brick Fisher's second of the night. Game tied at 3, Quinn.
Brick Fisher has been unbelievable since they started playing him. 10 points last weekend, 2 goals so far in this game. He has looked incredible. All of that came from a missed shot by Jet Honig. He had a wide open shot to increase the Mustangs' lead by 2, and he misses it, and the Buffs make no mistake, capitalize on that opportunity, and are able to finish it on the 3-on-2 opportunity. SMU's coach is furious as Allen came out on a stop. It looked like he may have tripped up an SMU player, but he's just going to have to live with it as it's tied 3-3 here with 14 to go in the second. Bach lining up here in this face-off against Wright. Face-off won by SMU. This one's dumped and right off the bench. We'll have a face-off right outside of CU's zone.
Looked like it bounced off the chest of Goldman Fricker. Came back into the rink, but that's a tough shot to take right in the stomach.
Not a place you want to be blocking shots on your own bench. As Bach lines up again in this face-off against Wright. Just in front of the CU bench. Face-off won by SMU. Standing with it is Hill. SMU trying to find the zone. They're able to. Hard after that puck is Brooks Pierce. Hadrick gets hit hard as he'll get sat down. Out the blue line, Peter Polianis flings this one down low. Puck comes out, and that will be whistled down for icing as SMU failed to get back.
Interesting call there. Once again, Quinn, I'm loving this playlist. Lots of Yay.
Not a big fan of the song Heartless, however. I like Yay, not this song. Face off coming up here.
Fair enough.
Puck flipped into the Buff zone. Hadrick. He'll pass it over to Ralstad. Nearly had a goal here, but the Buffs tied it up anyway. Pierce trying to make a move, unable to. Pierce looks a little uncomfortable on that right knee. Shot. That one over as Bach had a good opportunity. This one rung, fired all the way down, and it'll go for an icing here on SMU.
Draw coming back to the Mustang zone. Good chance for Krasowskis and company.
Krasowskis wins that faceoff back. Johnson unable to get the shot through traffic. Coming the other way, it's poked off the stick of Hill. Johnson, bad bounce here for the Buffs. The other way, Hill not able to pick that puck up. Nearly a 2-on-1 for SMU. Flung all the way down, not going to be an icing. Johnson. High press here for the Buffs. Johnson working it into the crease. Passes it up top. Buffs will slow it down. Pass into the center. Volk shot. That one tipped wide by Krauskis. Flung off the glass by SMU, and this one will go for another icing. Buffs really piling on the offensive zone pressure. Tired unit out there for the Mustangs now, Kieran.
Yep, they're looking for a change. And when you keep icing the puck like that, bringing it back to your zone, your goal really is to clear so you can get off the ice as quickly as possible.
Buffs
Another chance for Colorado.
Buffs doing a strong job of stopping SMU from getting that red line. Face-off won by Lefkis. Perry's shot, that one blocked away into the corner. DePonio. Back behind the net. Buffs trying to come up with it. Puck is loose. Ends up back behind the net. Large hit laid as Brooks Pierce goes to the ground. One-timer attempt goes just wide. What a shift there in the offensive end. Two strong moves in front. As SMU brings it the other way, this puck will float all the way down right. We'll flick it back down. SMU finally able to get a change. Perry. He'll skate up 4-on-2 here for the Buffaloes. Perry trying to find a pass. The Buffs will be whistled down for offsides. Not happy about that call.
Yeah, Perry came racing down the other way. Buffs bench not pleased in the slightest.
Nearly an odd man rush. Captain Isaac Knapp's having a conversation with the ref, but he'll hear none of it as Lefkis faces off here against Copeland Fricker. Face off won by Fricker. He'll pick it up at the blue line. Buffs keep it into their own zone. Neffs working it in. Shot. That one. Rebound attempt. A dangerous rebound left out by Peter Miller. There will be some words right to the right of Miller's net. Buffs have absolutely flipped a switch here in the second period, really showing that second period grit that they've had all season.
This is what we've been waiting for. It's what the crowd has been waiting for. Game is tied at 3. Buffs looking to take their first lead of the night. Connor Smithberger in for the draw.
Tie up at the dot. Both players go down, no penalties coming. Sue, back behind the net. He'll leave it for Hadrick. Sue flattens his body against the boards, able to keep the puck in. Sue trying to cut it in, not able to. They'll choose to dump it all the way down. Right on the back of Rolstad. This one will go for an icing. Controversial call here as SMU not happy. Lucas Villamizer really trying to get all the way down there. CU really keeping this pressure up in the offensive zone. Lots of icings coming from this Mustangs team here in the middle of the middle frame. Smithberger lining up here again, up against Copeland Fricker. Smithberger loses that faceoff. Puck is loose. SMU will come up with it. Along the boards. This puck's moved along by Lucas Villamizer. Hadrick. Mustangs will get a couple new skaters out on the ice as Fisher takes it the other way. 3-on-2 here. Fisher scored on the last 3-on-2. Fisher bringing it in. He'll take it out behind the net, passes it into the center. Smithberger cannot connect on that great passing opportunity. Smithberger. Fisher unable to get it right onto the tape. Wallstad will lose possession at the blue line. It's taken by Chance. He'll wait up. Wallstad trying to tip it in all the way down, unable to. Brought into the zone by Jones. Jones finds a wide open Polanus, but he does not finish it. This puck picked up by Wallstad. 3-on-2 here for SMU if they hurry. Passed into the center. Smithberger with a strong stick pokes it off of the stick of Tyler Jones. Coming the other way now, SMU. James Christie. Christie bringing it in tight. Allen kicks that one out. The rebound's taken the other way by Alex Bach. Bach trying to cut in front, unable to. Makes contact with Miller again. His second time crashing into the crease here tonight. No call coming. Tied up along the boards. Battling hard for that puck is Jones. He'll bring it down and is picked up by Allen. Messner finds Clark. He'll fan on it at his own blue line. SMU will pick it up and try to work it back into the zone. Dumped deep by Rob Brunens. Allen passes over to Chance. He's not able to pick that one up. Chance passes one in. It's picked up now by Bag. Turnover opportunity. Shot that one off the blocker. Messner at the blue line. He'll go D to D with it. Perry fans on it. Opportunity in front. Kaska's pass goes through the crease. Messner down low to Valko. It's picked up by Johnson. Valko will lose possession, and it'll come out as the Buffs are forced to tag up. Perry dumping one in. 8:34 here to go in the second period. Still tied at 3 after Brick Fisher's goal. Penalty coming up here on the Buffs as it's finally blown dead. Going to be an interference call would be my guess.
Tide shifting back towards, in favor rather, of the Mustangs. And it looks like Gage Perry will head to the box.
A little bit of a tackle there by Perry as he jumped up for that puck. Ended up bringing the arm over the SMU forward. And they'll get a power play opportunity here. Could be bad. Buffs have been pretty strong on the kill. Were great last weekend, but SMU being dominant in their own division. The ACHA has SMU with a 100% on the power play, but I'm not sure how accurate those stats are. So we'll have to see if the power play is as dominant as the website states. As this face-off, Fricker will lose it. Puck is loose right in front of the crease. Going down, unable to get a stick on it is Brooks Pierce. Craig working it down low. Passing it up. And a bad mistake there by Peter Polanis. DePonio hard on the forecheck. He's not able to pick that up. Buffs with a high press on the forecheck. Fricker. He passes that one over to Craig. He'll ring it around the boards. Wright gets that puck down deeper. Ralstad. Minute 25 remaining here on the penalty to Perry. Puck comes out loose and it's picked up by Peter Polinas. Opportunity here the other way. Neffs picks himself back up after being tripped. Neffs unable to have the speed, and a power play coming as this will end the opportunity for the SMU Mustangs, and we'll play 4-on-4.
7.5 to go. Game tied at 3, Quinn, in the second period. And we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey, as that was a huge trip on Isaac Neffs.
A strong play by the captain, keeping his stick on the ice and poking it away from the SMU defender. As Peter Polanis heads to the box, able to nearly get the breakaway off, but even without the breakaway opportunity, he still brings it back to 4-on-4 and ends that power play chance for the Mustangs. Levkis getting into this face-off dot up against Honig. Levkis will win that face-off up top. Levkis picks it up himself down at the bottom of the circles. This one's ringed up and taken the other way by Honig. Honig will wait up a little bit. 54 seconds till the Buffs go on the power play. Honig skating it all the way himself. He'll lose possession. Puck is loose right in front. Smithberger, 2-on-0. Shot. Score! Brick Fisher for the hat trick. His second one in as many weekends. What a play right in front. Not sure how that puck ended up right on the stick of Smithberger. But a 2-on-0 opportunity, and the Buffs make no mistake.
What a play by Brick Fisher, once again completing another hat trick at the 7-minute mark here in the second period, and the Buffs have their first lead of the night.
Brick Fisher is playing out of his mind for this Buffs team. He is a player that the D1 team could no doubt use, as that freshman continues to show the skill that he has. 4-on-4 here for another 37 seconds. Buffs up by 1. Hadrick plays the puck at the blue line. Buffs looking for a penalty here. Not going to get it, as they thought that Colin Craig had a bit of a cross-check to the back of Hadrick at the blue line. They are going to send him to the box, actually. Buff's going to have a power play opportunity, 4-on-3.
Craig's going to head to the box.
Or is he?
Or is he?
Never mind, Craig's not going to head to the box.
Looks like the officials are going to let him stay on.
Buff's still going to have a little bit less than 50 seconds on the power play. 31 seconds till 4-on-4 is over. Linesmen yelling at each other there for a moment.
Yeah, the linesman's getting a little impatient.
Ralstad passes that one over to Hadrick. Hadrick getting to the blue line. Hadrick making a move in front. Not able to get by Rob Bruins. Bringing it the other way now is Brunens. Fricker. He'll flick this one down low. Tie up behind the net. Bach will come up with it and get it up to Hadrick. Hadrick puts the brakes on. And Ralstad will look to work it out.
It's Ralstad. Buffs now on the man advantage. Here comes Ralstad coming the other way, Quinn.
Great opportunity for the Buffs the other way. 39 seconds on the power play. Right in front. Johnson trying to get a pass in front. Not able to, as Simpson is putting that one across. Pass over to Levkis. Levkis with some space. He'll walk it in. Shot. That one's blocked. Doesn't find its way through the bodies. Buffs able to keep it in the zone as Hadrick puts it in the corner. Smithberger passes it over to Hadrick. 18 seconds to go on this power play opportunity. Smithberger. He'll pass it over to Levkis. Levkis bringing it back across. Buffs slowing it down here a little bit now. 6 seconds to go on the power play. Levkis at the blue line. Fanning on the poke is James Crystal. Levkis passing in front. Shot. One-timer save made Kevin DePonio with a great opportunity. Peter Miller with a big stop. Coming the other way, it's SMU. Good opportunity. Shot saved, made by Allen. It squeaks through the pads, but it goes behind the net by the end line. Nearly a good opportunity the other way for SMU. End-to-end action here in this second period as we play even strength now. Smithburger flipping this one up a little bit. Some tired Buffs on the ice after that long power play opportunity. Smithburger, he'll be blown dead for offsides as DePonio is hanging out in the offensive zone.
Yeah, DePonio not pleased with that call.
Yeah.
He's going to head to the bench for Smithburger.
Just couldn't get up over the boards quick enough there. Nearly a good opportunity, though, for Smithburger. 5 minutes left in this second period. 4-3, the Buffs leading with Brick Fisher's hat trick. Buff student section getting a little rowdy here after the lead. SMU trying to get their lead back. Coming in the other way is Pierce. Pierce working inside, gets a pass across. Allen with a big stop. And a call will come here on CU. Oh, the net comes off its moorings, actually. My apologies, no penalty. And the Buffs will still stay 5-on-5. Net just came off its moorings as Kroskus lines up here against Honig. Face off one by Honig. That puck comes up to Polyanis. Shot in front, that one turned away by Allen. Poked off of the stick, but doesn't exit the zone. Right off the head of Volk. Buffs the other way, Volk. He'll poke that one in front. It's picked up by Polyanis. Polyanis gets that puck into space. Valco's the first one there. Battling for the puck, SMU will come up with it. Tyler Jones dumps that one in. Broken stick on the ice. Oh, it's a skate blade. The skate blade has come off of John Bagg as CU comes down the other way. 2-on-1 shot. That one goes wide. John Bagg struggling to make it back to his own bench. Leads to a 2-on-1 the other way for CU. And the Buffs will pick it up at the end of their own zone. Johnson at the red line trying to work it in. That one goes right on to Miller. The ref finally handing the skate blade back.
So it'll be icing call against the Mustangs that brings it back to their zone. But holy, what a series of events.
Not a common sight. You see the skate blade popped right off. Alex Bach lining up here. 3:40 to go here in the second period. The Buffs trying to pile on to their new lead. Shot that one off the crossbar. Miller able to get a piece of it with his glove, and it bounces off the bar. Tonight's room is presented by TEDxCU 2026. On the contrary, on April 4th in Mackey Auditorium, challenging us to reconsider opposites is connection. TEDxCU is CU Boulder's own organized TEDx event. Purchase tickets at TEDxCU.com. Face off one in the offensive zone by the Buffs. Opportunity in front. That one trickles around, goes just to the left of the net. Buffs able to maintain possession. Perry with some space. He'll take the shot. Laying his whole body out on the ice is James Christie. Back behind the net, the Buffs trying to work it up. That puck's picked up now by Lucas Villamizer. Comes up top for Perry. Lots of bodies in front. Perry will choose to pass it over. Clark shot. Into the chest, loose puck goes right across the crease. No Buff is there to stop it. At the blue line, he'll mishandle the puck as Zane Polisik's not able to get there. Buff's keeping the pressure here. Clark passing it down low. Picked up and flung the other way now by Joseph Stock. This one will come out. Allen will come all the way out to play it. Alex Bach with some space. Springs the other way. It's Clark. That one just out of his reach. Coming all the way out to play it is Miller. Loose puck. Chaos in front. Clark not able to keep possession as Miller completely out of his crease on that play. Opportunity here for the Buffs still. Shot. Out. Miller with a big stop on Smithburger.
Wow, Colorado's energy still there in the final 2 minutes, 20 seconds of this second period. nearly a dangerous chance for Colorado out in front of the net of Miller. Tanner Simpson just couldn't get that puck on his stick for that redirect.
Smithberger wins that faceoff. Puck bounces around. It's picked up by Brick Fisher. He already has 3 tonight. Smithberger trying to work it in, unable to. Taking it the other way. Pierce. He'll lose possession. It's picked up by Hadrick. Hadrick will go down, and the Buffs will head to another power play as Brooks Wright is headed to the box for a trip. Big chance here for the Buffs, Karen.
Looks like as Hadrick went down, he nearly caught the skate of the referee in the corner. But Buffs are back on the power play. Another man advantage at exactly the 2-minute mark.
Buffs will spend the rest of the second period on the power play. A great chance to head into the third period up by 2 as Lefkis lines up here to face off against the captain, Colin Craig. Craig wins that face-off back. Buffs able to get it from the defenseman down low. Lefkis passing it down. Clark not able to gain possession. He'll pick it up now. Clark going all the way up top. Hadrick will choose to pass it over. Shot attempt, that one deflected up and into the netting.
Mustangs defense, they're staying on top of their game, getting their sticks down, getting to redirect those pucks and deflections. I mean, they're holding Colorado to it despite them getting their first lead of the night.
Absolutely. Buffs also getting a little bit better here on the faceoff, and things have gone on as DePonio walks it in, trying to pass it across. Shot. Score! David Lefkis on senior night puts the Buffs up by 2 with a power play goal.
What a play by Lefkis. That's what you want to see from a senior here on senior night. He's been absolutely instrumental so far this season, and the Skull Buffs chant radiating from these stands once again.
Absolutely a snipe by David Lefkis right through the fat hole of Peter Miller. And the Buffs are up by 2 here with 1:35 to go in the second period. Smithberger lining up against Craig. Tie up at the dot. SMU will come up with it. Honig, he'll flip that over to Fricker. Picked up at the blue line by Polianis. Buffs will come up with it now. Sue passing it over to Fisher. Fisher, toe drag, stop. That one's blocked in front. Smithberger behind the net, trying to find a pass. He'll choose to go up top. Hadrick passing it across to Chance. Chance passing it in front, tipped on. That one doesn't find its way on net. Delayed penalty coming here on the Buffs. SMU will choose to dump this one all the way in as Allen will cover it up. And we'll get the call here with 1:03 to go in the second period.
Not a great look for Colorado, especially coming off of that high. They took their largest lead of the night at 2. It's 5-3 now. And now tide's shifting in favor of the Mustangs once again.
Absolutely. SMU going to be looking to pounce on this power play opportunity. They'll have half of it here in this period and the rest of it at the start of the third. Down by 2, like you said, Karen. Mustangs are going to be looking to get this goal, and they're looking to get it here in the second period. Craig will go into the faceoff dot here against Kraskis. Faceoff won by Kraskis. Perry, down low. He'll bring it into space. 2-on-2. Perry, he'll choose to take it all the way. It's played by Miller. Kraskis picks it up. He shoots it. Miller able to get back into position just in time. Coming the other way now is Pierce. He'll stop at the blue line. Waiting for a big hit coming the other way, and it's going to be a penalty on the Buffs. Pierce got absolutely rocked. Not a penalty, it's going to be offsides. Not a charge, just a large hit there as Pierce struggling to get up, taking a second to collect himself.
It appears he signaled to the officials that he was fine. He's going to head to the bench. So, once more damage being done against the Buffs.
Absolutely rocked him as SMU brings it the other way. Fricker, he'll pass it over. Picked up by Honig. Down low. Fricker will get a piece and bring it over to Craig. This one's rimmed out all the way down. and Miller will be forced to play it. 21 seconds here to go in the second period. Buffs find themselves up by 2 after David Levkes' last goal. High pressure here as Peter Polianis loses his possession. Hill, they'll pick it up at the blue line. 7 seconds to go. Time dwindling down here in this third period. Fricker trying to make a spin move, and a cross check right at the whistle. What an undisciplined play there by Copeland Fricker, trying to get away with a late shot, and the Buffs will no longer be on the kill when we return.
4-on-4 hockey coming into the final 20 minutes of play. And Quinn, the Buffs hold a comfortable lead. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth.
What a period for the Buffs. Exactly what you predicted, Karen. A fantastic second period. Dominated play, continued to dictate pace. They looked great.
Absolutely, Quinn. I mean, I just said it. I'll say it again. This Buffs team is a second period team, and we saw that just now as they scored 4 goals that period, not allowing a single goal on the Mustangs, and it's now 5-3 Colorado.
Absolutely, but the Buffs will have to make sure to lock it down there in the third period. What a mistake there at the end by Copeland Fricker. A terrible penalty to take, not a good look by him, and just the Mustangs could have had momentum going into that third period. They would have started on the power play. They had an okay power play to go, and just a bad penalty to take.
Yeah, it's always those calls when you're just, like you said, Quinn, you're in that end. And Fricker, he's been pretty disciplined all night, as has this Mustangs team for the most part. But that's not what you want to see when you're on a power play and you've gone down by 2 after taking an early lead.
Absolutely. Frustration's boiling over here at the CU Rec Center. Tune in here for the third period, about 15 minutes.
Buffs are looking to bounce back after a tough road loss at Cincinnati, where the slow start pulled them from making a comeback in the second half. While West Virginia has lacked consistency this season, they are led by guard Honor Huff, averaging 17.5 points and a pressure defense that can pose another challenge. For Colorado, they will need to survive the tough road environment and rely on the exceptional offense in Isaiah Johnson and improve on the defensive field.
The 12-5 Colorado Buffaloes are set to host the 12-5 Kansas Jayhawks Tuesday, January 20th for pivotal conference matchup at the CU Event Center. This is anticipated to be one of the biggest games of the year for the Buffaloes as both teams sit even in the Big 12 standings. Kansas, coming off a high win, ending Iowa State's 16-game winning streak, are powered by efficient shooting paired with strong defensive stops. For the Buffs, they bring a high offensive output, averaging mid-80s points per game. With both teams looking to get ahead, Tuesday's 9 p.m. matchup is shaping up to be an exciting one.
Welcome to Folsom Feud. I'm your host, Colby, here with 3 contestants today, Lincoln, Balin, and Kieran. Lincoln, start us off.
I'll take game day etiquette for 200.
All right. This is the best way to show respect during the CU fight song.
What is standing, singing loud, and raising your hand in the hook 'em horn sign?
Not what we're looking for. Balin, you have an answer?
What is stand up, sing loud, and do the Ralphie horns?
Correct. Balin, the board is yours.
Give me tailgate traditions for 400.
All right, here's the answer. The must-have item to wear on game day to show your Buff pride. Kieran?
What is black and gold?
That's correct. Nothing says school spirit like those 2 colors. Choose the next one.
Let's do fan etiquette for 600.
Fan etiquette. The proper response when you hear someone yell, "Go Buffs."
What is Skull Buffs?
Skull Buffs is right. Looks like we've got some true Buffs fans here. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our contestants, and see you next time.
After a long winter break, the men's D1 hockey team returns to the rec for a series against the University of Mary Marauders. The Buffs are coming off of 2 exhibition games against the Vale Yeti in which they lost both. Coming back into regular season play, the Buffs sit at 7-12-1 on the season for 9th, and the WCHL Colorado will be looking for revenge against the Marauders, who swept them in their previous series back in September. The games are at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Friday and 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Saturday as the Buffs look to stop Mary's 5-game win streak. The games will be streamed live right here on ScoBuff Sports.
The Red Hot men's D2 hockey team has a busy week with 4 straight game days against 4 separate opponents. The Buffs are 4-1 in their last 5 games and will look to keep their momentum going from their 3-1 win against Metro State Roadrunners last weekend. Up first are the Dakota College Batino Lumberjacks at 5 on Friday, then the East Texas Baptist Tigers at 3 on Saturday, the Providence Friars come to town on Sunday at 3. Lastly, Colorado hosts the Cal Golden Bears at 11 a.m. on Monday. All games will be held at the CU Rec Center and live streamed here on the ScoBuff Sports YouTube channel.
The women's hockey team emphatically took down the Denver Pioneers on Monday by a score of 7-2. The first line contributed to 3 goals at even strength, and the Buffs netted 2 on the power play. With that win, the Buffs moved up to 2nd in the WCHL, only 2 points behind Utah. The Buffs will be back on the ice this weekend for a pair of games against New Mexico. Stream live on ScoBuff Sports.
The CU ski team has kicked off its season with a strong Nordic and Alpine performances. The Buffs recently secured top finish in the RMISA qualifiers with Nordic racers on the podium and solid results across the board. Alpine alum Ryder Sarchet also earned a spot for the U.S. Olympic team for the 2026 Winter Games. With both Nordic and Alpine action ahead, Colorado looks to build on another competitive season.
The track and field team are hosting the Potts Invitational today and tomorrow. This is their 3rd event of the year, but the first at home. CU looks to keep things rolling as they host a total of 8 schools from around Colorado and Wyoming. Today's event started with women's long jump, and things will get moving tomorrow morning with the men's 60-meter hurdles.
The greatest goalkeeper in Colorado soccer history is staying home. Denver Summit FC of the NWSL has signed Jordan Nidis for its inaugural season. Nidis was a 2-time All-American and 2-time Big 12 goalkeeper of the year over 3 seasons in Boulder. Last fall, she set CU's single-season wins record and was one of 15 semifinalists for the Mac Hermann Trophy, college soccer's highest individual honor. The Aurora native joins former Buff star Taylor Flint on the Denver's first professional women's soccer team, set to begin play in March. The volleyball team closed their season back in December after a second-round loss to the Indiana in the NCAA tournament, but the accolades didn't stop coming for pin hitter Anna Barilovic. The junior was selected as an AVCA All-American third team and was also named to the AVCA All-West Region first team. This is the first time in her career to gain all the West Region and All-American honors.
3 former Buffs will take the field this weekend in the NFL Divisional Playoffs. Fullback Brady Russell will suit up first for the Seahawks on Saturday night against the 49ers. Then on Sunday, linebacker Nate Landman and defensive back Akella Witherspoon play for the Rams in LA's chance to get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2022.
Colorado Buffaloes women's basketball had a 10-player roster turnover for the 2nd straight season. However, this year, they added a French phenom.
She's been incredible. Honestly, she's one of the more reliable people I've ever been blessed to coach, and that's in every single area of her life. You know, she shows up every day with the same mindset, the same attitude.
Rhode Island transfer Anaël Dutat hails from Cesson, France, and has become JR's most reliable player. She averages a near double-double on 50% shooting, along with 4 offensive rebounds per game. But for Dutat, her contributions to the team is just being aggressive and grabbing some rebounds.
I try to be aggressive, especially on defense. Maybe I should be a little more aggressive on offense. And I try to play defense, get some rebound, get us like extra possession and stuff.
While Utah pulls down buku rebounds, she's not only in Boulder because of the hoops. She studies biomedical engineering and also happens to play basketball.
However, as a senior, her leadership role and aggressiveness is still developing.
I say I don't necessarily talk a lot, but then when I talk, like, they really listen to me because they care about what I'm going to say.
It's emerging, yeah. So, you know, just different philosophies. Like, she played for Rhode Island for 3 years where she had tremendous success. the team had a lot of success, but just sort of philosophically, I think they were a little bit more play it safe, than we are. We're a little bit more, when in doubt, be aggressive, take a risk, go for it, we'll recover.
With her athleticism, the transition from Rhode Island to the Big 12 is much easier, but she still realizes some differences.
I say compared to maybe the A10, it's like when you make a mistake, like they make you play right away. When, I guess maybe lower conferences, obviously it depends who you're playing and stuff, but you have more room to have like bad games sometimes.
However, in a team with new faces, Dutat has steadied the boat.
I think all of us, based like on where we come from, other teams, freshmen and stuff, we all bring like our own perspective. And I say that's also what I'm adding, like just my own perspective of like spending 3 years in the US at an art school, but also like playing in France and stuff. So I guess I'd say like just a new perspective.
When she shows up exactly the same every single day, she's never high, she's never low, she just is totally reliable. I think young players, and even new players that aren't young, I think a new group needs people like that.
So, as the season progresses and the Buffaloes look for March glory, they're one step closer with AD. Xavier McNevitz, ScoBuff Sports.
Here we see Xavier McNevitz working on his reader for the live show. If we didn't have these readers done by Thursday night, chances are we would not be airing this show right now. Be like Xavier. Get your readers done. And don't forget to click save so that you don't lose any of your hard-earned work.
What's up, Buff fans? I'm Jackie Rivera, and I'm here with this week's Rapid Fire. To start us off, we have the track team. They are currently participating in the Potts Invitational at the practice fields today and tomorrow. Next up, we have men's basketball on the road in West Virginia. They play the Mountaineers at 4 p.m. on Saturday. That game will be on the CBS Sports Network. Sunday, we have the women's basketball team in Orlando, Florida against UCF at noon and will be streaming on ESPN+. Last, but certainly not least, we have men's D2 hockey, which plays against UC Berkeley on Monday at 11 a.m. in the CU Rec Center. So if you need something to do this holiday weekend, there are plenty of games to keep you busy. That's all for this week's Rapid Fire. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Jackie. It's time now for the answer to this week's trivia question. Earlier in the show, we asked you, who was the last Buffalo alum to win the Super Bowl? The answer is, drumroll please, Nate Solder. And bonus points if you guessed Super Bowl 53. This game is when the Patriots defeated the Los Angeles Rams in the lowest scoring Super Bowl in league history. Solder was Tom Brady's starting tackle for 7 seasons and is one of Colorado's most decorated alumni in sports.
Our tweet of the week comes from On3's Hayes Fawcett. After Jordan Seaton announced his entry into the transfer portal, Colorado fans were shocked by Seaton's announcement. Among those shocked was his teammate Julian Lewis, who commented, "Found a way to ruin my night," accompanied by a sad emoji. Seaton's departure leaves a large hole to fill in Colorado's offense.
Oh wait, no. This is mine. Oh, okay. Before we sign off, ScoBuff Sports is excited to announce the debut of our basketball live show. Our analysts will discuss the start to both the Buffs men's and women's seasons and debate their chances at making March Madness. Make sure to tune in for the premiere Wednesday night on our YouTube channel and look out on social media channels for more updates. As always, you can find us at SBS_CU on all platforms except for YouTube.
Well, thank you for joining our first live show back this semester.
It's been a pleasure being your host for today. We will see you here next week.
And as always,
you heard it here first.
Back to the ScoBuff Sports Live Show. We hope you had a wonderful break. I'm your host, Gia Henriken.
And I'm your other host, Hannah Howell. We have some great sports to catch you up on, so let's get into it.
Over the holidays, Colorado introduced Fernando Lovo as its 7th athletic director in history. Lovo was hired from New Mexico to take over for Rick George and spoke to the media for the first time last week. He emphasized how he sees Boulder becoming a championship destination in the national landscape. Lovo attended both men's and women's basketball games in the past week and is already proving his promises for fan involvement and investment.
The Buffs will be represented in the upcoming 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics in a way that seems only fitting. Ryder Sarchet, class of 2028, has been named to the United States Alpine Ski Team, becoming the 44th Olympian in Colorado ski team history. In Sarchet's freshman year alone, he won second-team honors in the All-American Slalom and Rocky Mountain Intercollegiate Ski Association. He will compete in the Alpine skiing competition, which begins on February 4th. Team USA's Alpine team will head to Milan in February, hoping to rebound after an 11th place finish at the previous Olympics in China.
As the transfer portal comes to a close, Colorado has experienced some significant losses. Top wide receiver Omarion Miller left for the Arizona State Sun Devils for his remaining season. Standout safety Tawfiq Bayar departed for Texas, and Imid did a defensive and London Merritt for Clemson. What may be the biggest loss of all is star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. While his next destination remains unclear, his departure, along with several others, leaves Colorado facing a major rebuild heading into next season. For more on who the Buffs have brought in through the portal, here's Harrison and Shane with Buff Banter.
It's another year of big changes in Boulder. Alongside Shane Holcomb, I'm Harrison Simeon. Welcome to the first Buff Banter of 2026 and the first Buff Banter since the opening of the transfer portal window. It's been pretty chaotic, hasn't it?
That's right, and Deion Sanders, every single season it seems like he's bringing in a new roster, new faces to this Colorado Buffaloes team. We'll get into those key prospects today.
Yeah, 38 out, 36 in, the number 18 transfer portal class in the nation according to 24/7 Sports, number 4 in the Big 12, and just going down the list, it's pretty crazy. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 4 receivers, 1 tight end, 6 O-linemen, 11 D-linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 cornerbacks, 4 safeties, 1 kicker, and counting. It closes at the end of today. But Shane, who are your favorite portal additions so far?
Well, what stands out to me, Harrison, is the group of wide receivers they brought in, right?
Yes.
Highlighted by DeAndre Moore. He's coming in from Texas. He's a guy with a lot of big game experience in the SEC. He actually caught a touchdown pass as well against Arizona State, the Peach Bowl game last season. And this is a guy that's probably going to be your WR1 when it comes to Omarion Miller going out, DeAndre Moore coming in. He also has a relationship with Brennan Marion, the offensive coordinator that CU hired this offseason. He was recruited by him in 2022 when he went to Texas.
Yeah, the receivers look really good.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the CU Rec Center ice rink as the Buffs find themselves up by 2 against the Southern Methodist University Mustangs. I'm Craig standing alongside Kieran Warger, Nick Evans, our producer, Paxton Hayes on the camera, and Kieran, what a second period by the Buffs. Able to score 4 goals in that second period.
That was electric, Quinn. I mean, Colorado came out of the gates hot. That is the second period team that we are used to for this Colorado squad. And tonight was definitely no exception here on senior night. David Lebkus getting 1 off of that. Holy cow.
It may be senior night, but man, has the freshman Brick Fisher shown up once again. Another hat trick tonight. Scored a hat trick against Providence College last weekend. He has just been unreal recently.
So the final 20 minutes of play, I would say Colorado, they've got to keep their guard up against this Mustangs team who have what it takes to come back. But Colorado is going to start on a it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4 to start out.
Absolutely. Bad penalty taken by Copeland Fricker right at the end of the second period. A cross-check to the back. An undisciplined, unnecessary penalty in the offensive zone. As time was winding down, both benches coming to life here in the third period as we get ready for the final frame here at the Rec Center. There are currently 2 penalties on the board for SMU.
Now 4-on-3 right now. This is huge for the Buffs. 57 seconds for the 4-on-3, and then they'll go up by 2, a 2-man advantage, Quinn.
Refs still trying to sort this one out. SMU currently has 4 players on the ice. There's only 1 Buff in the box. I'm not sure what is happening here. SMU finally taking their extra player off the ice. 4-on-3 here at the rec center. Not a common sight. 2 minutes, 57 seconds until the Buffs take a power play opportunity. Right off the dot, Hadrick. He'll pass it up to Fisher. Hadrick down low, right at the hash mark. Passes it into the center. Grapevine. That one shot comes right out off of Miller. Up top, it's Levkis. He'll kick it over to Fisher. He's got 3 tonight. Fisher trying to get a pass into the center. It's blocked as Peter Polianis drops down to one knee. Fisher staying with possession. He'll work it up top. Down low, it's Levkis. Back up top to Fisher. Shot, score! Brick Fisher, his 4th of the night. What a performance by the freshman on senior night. He is hoarding all these goals today, Kieran.
My goodness, the 6th goal for Colorado this evening, the 4th for Brick Fisher. That is just impressive. I thought a hat trick was impressive. You get 4 on the night. That is something to be proud of.
Absolutely unreal. That's his 19th of the season. He leads the team in goals. This is only his 16th game this season. Did not start early in the year, but man, has he been an important addition. As we play 4-on-4, that was a power play goal for the Buffs, as they were around 4-on-3, one man up, as the Mustangs ice this puck.
So it looks like it's just going to be a 5-on-4 in about 18 seconds.
Buffs looking to increase it, already up by 3. Gonna have a power play for about a minute as Lefkis comes into the faceoff dot here. Lefkis wins that faceoff back up top to Ralstad. He'll skate it into the center and pass it over to Hadrick. That pass is errant. Picked up, taken the other way by Jet Honig. Honig shot, score! Jet Honig able to put it right on the right post. And the Mustangs are back within 2. 2 seconds left on 4-on-4 action, and the Mustangs are able to capitalize on what seemed to be a pretty routine play.
Very interesting one from the Mustangs. They were able to sneak it past. I think Caleb Allen definitely let his guard down a little bit on that play. The lead is cut back to 2.
Maybe looking a little bit out of position. Caleb Allen looking to keep his win streak going. He has not lost the game that he started yet. He is 10-0 on the season as Neffs lines up on the faceoff. 2 seconds to go till the Buffs have a power play for about a minute and a second. Ralstad. Coming out of the bench is Smithberger. Ralstad will pass it over to Neffs. Neffs passing it over. Shot! That one deflected, and it will go over on the attempt by Simpson. The outside cold seeping in here to the CU ice rink, getting a little chilly as they look to drop this puck. 18:47 here to go in this 3rd period. Coming up top, blowing a skate is Joseph Stock. He falls hard. He's right back up, though. He seems all right. Fisher, he'll choose to dump that one in deep, make the simple play. Back behind the net, Buffs showing no sign of stopping here as they keep their high press. This one comes up. Still power play opportunity as Ralstad. 24 seconds to go on the clock. That one blocked up and over, and it'll come out of the arena.
Only 20 seconds on the Buffs' man advantage, but I mean, it's lots of back and forth so far today, Quinn, in this 3rd period. Rick Fisher strikes first, and that's followed very closely by the Mustangs.
Ralstad will take that puck off the faceoff. Back behind the net, it's picked up by Pierce. He's able to get it out. And it'll be played by Allen behind the net. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Time will expire as we'll play 5-on-5. Mustangs only down by 2. Looking to get back into this game and spoil CU senior night. Neffs gaining the blue line. That shot is blocked in front. Rebound comes out. Sue's shot goes off the shoulder of Miller and up into the netting. Wright waits at the faceoff dot for Levkis to skate in. Faceoff just to the left of Miller here in the Buffs' offensive zone. Levkis will lose that faceoff as Wright kicks it back. Polianis trying to work it out. This one will come up. It's played by Perry. Strong stick by DePonio. He'll choose to dump it in. Behind the net, Clark with a high press. Flipped up as it bounces off the glass by Brooks Pierce. This will go for an icing as Perry touches up at the line. Left kiss will face off against right again, this time to the right of Miller. Left kiss able to win that draw. Comes up to Clark. Clark's shot just wide of the right post. Perry. They'll quickly put it back in. Opportunity here for the Mustangs. 3-on-2. Poked right off of the stick. Strong defensive play there by Zane Polisek. It will result in an icing, however, for the Buffs.
I will say, Quinn, temperature certainly is dropping.
Yes, it is getting chilly in this room. Crowd's filtered out a little bit, but still a pretty full house here at the CU Rec Center Ice Rink. Face-off tied up at the dot. Perry will come in to pick it up. Perry at the blue line. Taking it all the way to the offensive zone by himself. Perry. Back behind the net. Going all the way around the ice. Perry back up top. Walks it in. Shot. Glove down by Peter Miller. Buffs coming in to take this face-off. Marius Kraskis. He'll face off against Mustang captain Craig. Craig wins that face-off back for him. Ringed up top, able to keep it in is Hadrick. Hadrick will dump that puck in deep. Tied up along the boards, it's Rob Burnins. Puck finally able to come loose. Johnson. He'll lose possession of the dots. Wallstad will keep it in. Finding it in the center is Valco. He'll dump it in deep. Mustangs struggling to get it out of their own zone here early in this third period. Captain Colin Craig with it. He'll wire it all the way down to the Buffs' blue line. Hadrick picks that one up, able to send it right back into the offensive zone. Hadrick loses possession behind the net. This one will roll up. Hadrick picks it back up. Hadrick shoots one. That one floats wide. Kraskis trying to find a pass into the center, unable to. It's Fricker. Fricker passes that puck over to Honig. Honig loses possession. The Buffs will send this one down and it'll go for an icing. .48 to go in this third period. Buffs lead 6-4. 2 goals in this period already. Marius Kraskis still out on the ice. Face-off is won by James Christie. Shot from the point. Allen unable to grab that one. It will come out on the rebound. Puck comes out loose. Pass up front. That one doesn't make its way through traffic. It's a foot race. First one to it. SMU able to clear that one off. Wide open net for Valco. Stop made. What a save by Peter Miller. A wide open net for Valco, but Miller says no and comes back across. SMU the other way now in the offensive zone. This one kicks back all the way up and is picked by Bryce Crosby. This puck trickles out and is picked up by Johnson. He'll dump it out. Glazer will pick this puck up at the red line. Dumped in deep there by Bryce Crosby. Back behind the net. Allen a little indecisive. Panicking behind the net. Buffs able to clear it out. A dangerous chance there for SMU. Taking it the other way now. Sue's hit hard off the net. Coming in is Brick Fraser for his fifth. That one goes just over the crossbar, nearly able to finish it for his 5th goal of the night.
Wow, what a sequence for Colorado. Able to clear their zone. Brick Fisher coming right down that slot, tries to get that backhand off, but it's deflected off the crossbar and it ends up hitting the netting.
Nearly a dangerous mistake there by Allen. Buffs thankfully able to clear it out right of their own crease. Smithberger lining up here now, up against Joseph Stock. Face off one by Smithberger. Up top, Messner shot. That one's off the right pad of Miller. Sue will pick it up in his own zone and flip it off the glass. Opportunity here the other way for the Buffs. Smithberger picks that puck up. Not able to get it into the center. It'll come up to Elijah Sue. He'll pass it down low to Smithberger, trying to get it into the center for Fisher. That puck is loose. Right on top of Miller is Smithberger. He'll get pulled off.
Smithberger pulled off by the collar of his sweater. I mean,
Allen's taking a bit of a beating in net tonight. Alex Box crashed into him twice, and then Smithberger right on top of him, able to take off the helmet of Miller.
So the first set of skaters come on for Colorado in good fashion, but officials will make sure Miller's all right. Slow to put his mask back on.
Tonight's stream brought to you by TEDxCU. On the contrary, challenging us to reconsider opposites not as conflict but as correction. Tickets available at TEDxCU.com on April 4th of 2026 here. Coming up, good opportunity. Face off in the defensive zone here for SMU. Buffs able to maintain possession along the boards. Puck gets kicked out. SMU taking it the other way. John Bagg. That puck is now dumped in deep by Villamizer. Perry behind the net. He'll pass that one up to Clark. In front, opportunity, shot! Loose puck, cleared out by SMU. This one will go for an icing.
So another opportunity for Colorado to respond. They'll get a fresh set of skaters on the ice. That's first line coming out. Neffs, Levkis, and Corey DePonio.
Levkis lining up to take this face off against Wright. Levkis wins another face-off. Up top, it's Polasek. Not able to get a stick on that one. Taken down to the ice. Coming the other way is Joseph Stock. He'll lose possession. Coming the other way is Perry. 2-on-1 here for the Buffs. That's poked away. DePonio waits at the blue line, able to make it so they're not offsides. DePonio tripped up on the play. Puck is loose, comes up to Polasek. Shoots! That one's blocked in front. Penalty coming here to the Mustangs. Puck up top, finally touched it up here by SMU, and they'll head to another penalty kill.
Stock's going to head to the box, and another power play opportunity for Colorado. The score 6-4 in favor of the Buffs, looking to make this another 3-point lead.
Senior captain Isaac Neffs will come out to take this face-off. Up against Tyler Jones. Face-off won by Neffs. Trying to bring it in to Simpson. That puck will come loose. Cleared out all the way down now by Jones. Allen behind the net. Panics again with the puck, able to finally get it off. Neffs working it in. He'll get tripped up. No call coming. Shot from Sue. That one poked into the corner off of the glove of Miller. Simpson. He'll pass it up top. Ralstad. Back down low to Simpson. He'll walk it into the circles, passing it across. Fisher, shot, scores! Brick Fisher for his 5th of the night. Unreal numbers here from Brick Fisher.
Another power play goal for Colorado. Fisher's second. Oh my goodness, his 5th on the night, second power play goal, 7-4, Colorado.
These Buffs have looked dangerous tonight on the power play. Easily getting pucks by. Great quick passes and finally able to finish one off. Brick Fisher for his 5th of the night. He is playing NHL out there on the ice. Coming in the other way now is Fricker. Fricker unable to make a play. Ralstad's knocked to the ground. Loose puck picked up by SMU. Pass in front. That one doesn't make its way through sticks. Pass ahead to Valko. He's able to get a stick on it. No icing. Ringed up top. It's picked up by Kraskus. Along the boards, Kraskus trying to get it by Rod Brunnens. SMU will pick it up and take it the other way. Honig. Over to Craig. Craig's shot. Easily blocked away by Allen. At the blue line, Valko trying to pick it up. That puck will be blown dead for a hand pass.
Said it before, I'll say it again, Quinn. The energy is still very much electrifying in this rink on both sides. Mustangs, despite now being down by 3 points once again, they're staying in this game. They're bringing about that physicality, and Colorado just not backing down on what we've already seen.
Absolutely. Mustangs showing no quit. 11:48 here to go in the third period. They find themselves down by 3 in the offensive zone. They'll reset as Wright faces off against Bach. Faceoff will come down into the defensive end. Left up top, shot. Polianis' shot easily grabbed by Allen. Allen with a little kick there to Wright as he stands in his crease for a little too long.
Allen definitely getting a little impatient with all the bodies flying in front of his kitchen.
Hey, at least he's not getting dove on like Peter Miller. Puck down low, taken now by Pierce. Loose puck is picked up and taken the other way by the Buffs. Skating into the zone is Clark. He'll try to get a pass into the center. It's poked away by Miller. Miller's drawn out of his crease, playing without his stick. Buffs with an opportunity here. Miller trying to grab his stick. Chance. Miller's back, able to pick up his stick. Down low, Clark. Tie up along the boards. SMU will come up with it. Skating the other way now is Brooks Wright. Wright trying to find a pass in the center. He'll shoot it. That one goes just wide and will kick all the way down. Clark facing off against John Bagg in the corner. Bagg will come up with it. Pierce trying to make a pass, unable to. Some neutral zone play here as Clark sets it up. Leaving it down low for DePonio. DePonio gets hit, and that'll come for a trip, and the Buffs will head to another power play. SMU will no doubt be making sure to cover Brick Fisher, who already has 2 power play goals here tonight.
We got Smithberger, DePonio coming back out. Looks like we're going to see Elijah Sue this time.
No doubt trying to spread the wealth a little bit here. 10:37 to go in the third period. Levkis wins that faceoff. Down low, Sue kicks it down to Levkis. Tie up from the boards, ends up on Hadrick's stick. It'll jump over it, and the Buffs will be forced to tag up. 1:45 to go here on the penalty to Brooks Pierce. Skating the zone is DePonio. DePonio over to Smithberger. Hadrick. They'll have that poked off of his stick, and it's cleared out of the zone by James Christie. Mustangs will get some new skaters out on the ice as the Buffs take it out of their own end. David Lefkis, he's got 1 goal tonight. Lefkis working it in all the way down. They'll have that taken off of his stick. Puck is loose, covered up by Peter Miller. Minute 13 remaining on this penalty to Brooks Pierce.
Just like that, Fisher's back out on the ice.
Looking for that double hat trick here tonight against the Mustangs. Neffs will come into the faceoff dot here up against Colin Craig. SMU will win that faceoff dot. Coming the other way, it's Fricker. He's got a good chance right in front. Fricker in tight on Allen, shot, scores! Colin Fricker in tight on Allen, scores a short-handed goal.
Fricker making his presence known. Once again, sneaking it between the pads of Allen. Short-handed, and just like that, Quinn, we've got a 2-goal game.
Yes, just like that. What a perfect stretch pass right onto the tape of Copeland Fricker, who makes no mistake. Brings it right in tight on Allen, right through the 5-hole. Another great move. That's his second of the night. Bub's still on the power play for another minute here as Pierce has to serve his time. Clark takes the puck and passes it back. Ralstad will look to settle things down. 9:28 to go here in the third period. Ralstad over to Neffs. Neffs up top to Ralstad. He'll ring that one around. Trying to ring it out, unable to. Bumps with a good chance. Neffs walks it in. Shot. Glove save made by Miller.
Neffs getting right up into that slot, trying to get another one off, and an easy glove save by Miller.
Bucks have been finding that zone all night. They've been able to find that slot area and be able to rip shots.
Just like that, Neffs is back in for the draw.
Facing up here against James Christie. Simpson's able to pick that one up. Ralstad, that'll hop over his stick. He's unable to keep the line. Ralstad gets absolutely flattened up along the boards by Stock. Crowd not happy with that hit. And it looks like a penalty will be coming here to Stock.
One thing I will say, lots of stoppages this period, and another penalty is going to go against the Mustangs. Possibly.
Joseph Stock headed to the box. Oh. My apologies, not Joseph Stock. It's going to be John Bagg headed to the box. Buffs with a 5-on-3 opportunity here for 24 seconds.
Yeah, Mustangs really have lost their discipline in this third period, getting very, very physical and just making some plays that are not that clean as they were in the first period. 9 minutes to go.
Lefkis will win that faceoff against Christie. DePonio will go across to Hadrick. Hadrick down low. Hadrick with it now. Passing it down low to Lefkis. Lefkis up to Fisher. Fisher will lose possession. Fisher across to DePonio. DePonio. Some quick passing here by the Buffs. One-timer opportunity. That one goes off of the pad as the Buffs go 5-on-4 now here on the power play. Minute 33 to go on the power play opportunity. Unable to capitalize on the 5-on-3. One-timer attempt by Fisher. That's turned away by Miller. Smithberger looking for a pass. He'll go across to Lefkis. Lefkis up top. Bringing it over to Smithberger. Smithberger cross-ice pass goes off the skate of Hadrick. And that'll escape the zone as the Buffs are forced to change. Hadrick. He'll pass it over to Lefkis. Lefkis bringing it in. Passes it over to Hadrick. He keeps it into the blue line. Hadrick over to Smithberger. Smithberger passing it over. DePonio walking it in. Shot. Scores! Corey DePonio gives the Buffs the 3-goal lead back with another power play goal.
What an electric play for Corey DePonio. Able to sneak that one right over the right shoulder of Peter Miller. And certainly better at this than what his teammates say about him in Clash Royale.
Absolutely. Able to score power play goals. Maybe not able to capture crowns is what we're hearing. Brooks Wright will come up here and face off against Marius Kraskis. Bit of a mountain here to climb for the SMU Mustangs. They've got 7:45 to score 3 goals. They'll start here heavy in the offensive zone. Back down low, it's Brooks Pierce. Battling forward along the boards. Polasek. Pierce down behind the net. It's picked up. Wright will fire one from the corner. Not able to get that one in. Battling for the puck is Oscar Hill. Puck will come loose. Buffs unable to clear the zone. Allen giving up a juicy rebound off of that blocker, but he's able to cover it up.
Mustangs down by 3 once again, applying that pressure on Colorado. They cannot back down. Simpson and company back out on the ice.
Bach will face off here against Jet Honig. 7:13 to go here in this third period. Honig will win that faceoff back up top. One-timer attempt easily gloved by Allen as Peter Polina shot one quick off the faceoff. Mustangs trying to get back into this game, turning their offensive pressure up. We'll redo the faceoff here between Honig and Bach. Honig will win the faceoff again. Loose puck will be picked up and taken the other way by the Buffs. Simpson not able to get to the loose puck. Down low, Simpson will pick it up. Simpson in front, opportunity, fighting for it. Puck is loose and the net will come off of its moorings.
Peter Miller had at least 2 to 3 players in his kitchen. And man, that net came off. Looks like it's been repaired and play will resume.
Absolutely scrambling in front. Buffs out shooting the Mustangs 41-27. Here with 6:49 to go in the third period. Buffs working in the offensive end. Pass in front. One-timer attempt. That one stops. Simpson picks it up. Shot. Puck is loose. 3 quick stops there made by Peter Miller as he'll choose to freeze it.
Miller able to swallow up that puck from right out in front. Evan Stelino seeing ice time first time tonight.
Bach will face off against Craig. Bach will get thrown out of the face-off as Simpson comes in to take it for him. Simpson wins that one up top to Stelino. Messner will come in to pick it up. Shot! Miller not able to keep that in his glove. But his defenseman's there to pick it up. Flipped all the way down. This one will not go for icing. A strong forecheck there by Jet Honig keeps that puck in play. Not able to get it out of their own zone. Getting very physical here with 6:17 to go in the third.
And Simpson on that last play, he won the draw. All my eyes were on him.
Turnover right in front. Shot, Fisher scores! Fisher for the double hat trick. Scores his 6th of the night. The freshman absolutely balling out on senior night.
This is incredible. I would expect something for this from a senior, but holy cow. Brick Fisher has secured his spot on this roster for, I think, for the rest of his life, man.
Absolutely.
Holy
you may have
cow.
something special in their hands here. Sorry to cut you off there, Kieran, but the Buffs with a quick offensive play. It is now 9-5. Face-off won by Smithberger. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Levine will pick that puck up. He'll find a pass right into the center. Poked off of the stick of Lucas Villemizer. Mustangs trying to get back into this one. Puck is cleared out and taken the other way now by James Christie. Christie able to battle through some sticks. Christie passing it over. Shot! Easy save made by Allen. An impressive right leg kick. 3-on-2 opportunity the other way for the Buffs. Smithberger. Smithberger will try to cut it in himself, unable to, as Jones will take it the other way. Jones trying to work it through Ralstad, unable to. It'll be dumped out the other way. Sue with some high offensive pressure. Back behind the net, it's Rob Brunens. At the top of the circle, Sue. Sue passing it into the center. Perry trying to get the stick down, not able to. And it's taken the other way now by Wright. Wright trying to work his way around 2 CU defenseman. He'll tag up. Shot! Glove save made by Caleb Allen on the attempt by Oscar Hill. The Mustangs trying to get back into this one. It might be a little too late for them, though.
Yeah, inside 5 minutes, it's going to be tough. You're now down by 4.
Face-off won by the Mustangs in their own offensive zone. Buffs able to pick up the loose puck and take it the other way. Blowing a skate is John Bagg as CU is able to pick it up. They'll lose possession. Trip coming here as Neff's got his stick under the blade of Pierce. Power play opportunity here for the Mustangs. They could get something going here, Kieran.
Absolutely, narrow this lead back to 3 potentially. Isaac Neff's heading to the box. He knew it was coming. He knew his fate. He just headed right in, no problem. So 4.5 to go. Buffs up by 4, and Mustangs looking to narrow that lead back down to 3.
Southern Methodist running out of time here. Buffs up 9-5 as Wright leans in to take this face-off. Wright wins this one back. Fricker. He's got that last goal. Fricker at the top of the circles. Trying to take some time with it. Finds a cross-ice pass to Craig. Allen able to get a big stop there. SMU able to keep possession. Fricker trying to find some space. He'll pass it across again. Craig again. Shot. Score! The captain, Colin Craig, scores on the power play. 4:09 here to go in the third period. And SMU only found themselves down by 3 now.
Craig once again, and from that awkward angle, Caleb Allen not able to cover that area over his left shoulder, and that's been his weakness really the entire night. And he let that one slip past him, but the lead is narrowed once again. It looks like they haven't put it up on the scoreboard here in the rink yet, folks, but looks like they're getting on top of that right now. The play resumes.
Buffs having to dig in for this final 4 minutes of the period. Valco poking it in deep. That'll be whistled dead for offsides. Kroskis will face off now against Christie. Kroskis wins that face-off back to Ralstad. Ralstad able to dump that puck all the way down. Along the boards, CU will come up with it. SMU able to get a turnover. Johnson picks up a loose puck. He'll flip it all the way up. Johnson behind the net. Poked off his stick and cleared down by Rob Runans. SMU trying to work it out. Bad turnover there. Volk not able to possess. Coming the other way now is Christie. Christie trying to get a pass across the Stock. Stock shot. Rebound. Big block. Wallstad putting his body out on the line and blocking a wide open net for James Christie. Lefkis the other way now. He'll try and find a pass into the center, unable to. Battling forward is Neffs. He'll go down. Back behind the net, John Bagg working it out. Lefkis knocking the puck out of midair to keep it in the neutral zone. Lefkis. He'll pass it down deep to DePonio. DePonio's moving tight. Scores! Kevin DePonio for his second of the night. Corey DePonio scores his second right in tight. What a play there.
Corey DePonio, his second of the night. Sneaks it right past. An interesting little goal, and just like that, Buffs retake the 4-goal lead. It's now 10-6 Colorado. We are officially in double-digit scoring here tonight.
10 goals on the board for the Buffs, 6 of which coming from Brick Fisher. 2:47 here to go in the third period. This one seems out of reach for the SMU Mustangs. Face-off won by SMU. Fricker trying to work it into the offensive zone. He'll lose possession. It'll be dumped all the way down for Allen to play by Honig. Messner. Balco will bounce it off the boards and is picked up and put in by Kroskis. SMU working it out of their own zone, unable to get it going. Pass over to Kroskis. A shot. Save made by Miller. Another save made by Miller. He's not out of this game just yet, continuing to make big stops for SMU. Up top, Messner. Messner trying to find Chase in space. Space gets it over to Kroskis. He kicks it up, but not up on his stick. Opportunity the other way now for Jet Honig. He'll stop at the blue line. Cross check coming here as Messner is headed to the box. Apologies, not Messner. Chance will be headed to the box. And a late power play opportunity here for the SMU Mustangs.
So Buffs will be a man down for the remainder of this game. Inside 2 minutes to go now, and they lead 10-6.
And the face-off dot is Brooks Wright. He'll face off here against Tanner Simpson. Face-off won by Wright. Up top, Bag. Shot from the point, glove down by Caleb Allen. Strong stop through traffic. Brooks Wright at the face-off dot again. This one will come loose. And it's picked up along the boards now by Oscar Hill. Buff's able to pick it up and dump it the other way, however. A minute 30 to go here in the period. Buffs still up by 4 with a score of 10-6. As Jet Honig tries to move it in. He'll lose possession and pick it up is Wright. Patrick making the simple play, clearing it out of the zone. Strong press here by Clark. He's able to pick up the puck. Large hit laid on Clark down in the defensive zone as Oscar Hill laid one out late here in the period. That shot goes over the glass. Clark a little upset as Clark getting into it here with Oscar Hill. Hill had something to say after he knocked Clark down. The refs having to separate the two.
You just told it at this point. Looks like Hill might be going to the box. I'm not sure. Nope. Yep, they're going to throw him in there.
Both headed to the box. They'll send Hill and Clark.
So Mustangs will still be on the man advantage inside 60 seconds.
Looks like they won't call those coincidentals and we'll play 4-on-3 again.
Colorado's got 4 skaters on the ice as of right now.
So
looks like Sue is going to head to the bench. Yep. Here comes Steele Levine.
56 seconds remaining in this one. And SMU's frustration certainly coming to be noticed here. Looks like we will play 5-on-4. As CU sends one back over the bench. And into the box, David Levkis headed into the box now, and the Buffs will be on a 5-on-3 kill.
I am not sure. I have never seen this before, Quinn.
David Levkis maybe mouthing off to the ref or something from the bench. Not sure how he's headed to the box. .56 seconds to go here. Buffs have to kill off a 5-on-3. Face-off won by SMU. This puck escapes the zone as Theo Levine not able to keep the blue line. CU fans letting him hear it. Brooks Pierce. Villamizer. He'll pass it over. Big collision at the blue line. The CU bench loving it as a large hit is laid by Kraskus. Both benches getting loud here in the final 30 seconds. Puck is loose in front of the crease. Trying to flip it in. That one's bounced out and taken the other way now by Hadrick. He'll dump it off the glass. Lucas Villamizer will pick it up behind the net. 13 seconds remaining in this one. And the Buffs with a big win to increase their win streak to 7 in a row. A fantastic performance, especially in that second and third period. As time winds down here, Buffs take it 10-6 on senior night. What a performance by the team, Kieran.
Absolutely. I mean, Quinn, I could not have thought of a better way to end this game. I mean, that was a very bizarre ending, though. I will give you that. I mean, 10-6, your final score here from the Rec Center. And I mean, lots of excitement here as we welcome you back to the broadcast booth. I mean, I'm speechless.
Speechless, absolutely correct. That game went back and forth all night as CU salutes their crowd. Some SMU Mustangs not coming out for the handshake line here.
Yeah, it looks like they were retreating to the locker room, but it looks like they will save the handshake until tomorrow night. Caleb Allen coming out here.
A full crowd here at the rec center as they all salute. And on senior night, Isaac Neff skating up to the glass. What a night for the seniors, and what a night for the freshman, Brick Fisher.
My goodness. I mean, Brick Fisher, on senior night, coming out with a double hat trick. That is,
Selfish. The word is selfish.
Selfish, yeah.
Not sharing the wealth on senior night, but what a performance by Brick Fisher at the end of the day. 6 goals. He scored a hat trick last weekend, as we said, and he has just looked unreal.
Unbelievable.
CU with a nice performance tonight. Beautiful win here on senior night. A couple of seniors scored. David Levkis had a goal, able to get on the board.
Yeah, David Levkis got one on there. It was just...
Smithburger had a handful of assists.
Absolutely. Just making his presence known. Smithburger had that interesting little tap-in goal against East Texas Baptist.
Yes.
That was unreal. That was the number 2 pick on play of the week this week. And this game is just, I don't know how you can top this, Quinn.
It was an exciting game, no doubt. Back-to-back end-to-end action. And the Buffs got the win on senior night. What else could you ask for? But that's not it. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. as they take on the Southern Methodist University Mustangs for Game 2 of this series.
Absolutely. It should be a great one. Looking to continue that same energy, and it looks like the Mustangs might be on a little bit of a revenge tour, possibly.
Absolutely. See, you're looking to extend that win streak. Quinn Craig alongside Karen Warder. Nick Evans, our producer. Paxton Hayes behind the camera. A fantastic showing here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.